Chapter 883. After repeated negotiations. Finally, the 10 peak clans decided to each gather 100 level 11 perfect experts, using 1/10 of their life essence as a pivot point to balance and exchange for the corresponding life essence of the Galaxy Master. As for the Yu clan, the Yu clan's precious artifact, balance scale, was provided, so they naturally did not need to offer the life essence of their level 11 perfect experts. Besides the Yu clan, the Robber clan did not offer many level 11 perfect experts either. The population of the Robber clan has always been sparse, and the importance of any level 11 perfect expert from the Robber clan far exceeds those from other clans. The Robber clan did not offer much in terms of level 11 perfect life essence, but the strongest level 11 of the Robber clan promised to use more hidden cards when surrounding and attacking the Galaxy Master, compensating for the losses of the other peak clans. For this reason, although the Tianyu clan and the insect race had some complaints, there was nothing they could do. The strength of the Robber clan was too formidable, and the facts were set. It was not realistic to expect the Robber clan to share the number of level 11 perfect experts. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, 10 years passed. Somewhere in the stars, Fan Gaoma was hovering over a golden scale. 100 level 11 perfect experts from various peak clan forces appeared slightly weak, their figures faintly emitting an ethereal aura, all gathered on the left side of the golden scale. This ethereal aura faintly had weight, causing the golden scale to start tilting towards the left. Enter the super large battlefield immediately. Fan Gaoma put away the golden scale. The life essence given by the 100 level 11 perfect experts and the gathered ethereal air on the left side of the balance scale could not last long. They must quickly enter the super large battlefield, lock onto the aura of the Galaxy Master, and proceed with a forced exchange. Swoosh! Fan Gaomo's figure disappeared. With the push of the Yu clan's strongest, he arrived near the super large battlefield and descended into the peripheral area. This distance should be enough. Fan Gaoma did not enter the core area through the space-time path, as that would be too dangerous. With the power of the balance scale, even being in the peripheral area, he could lock onto the aura of the Galaxy Master. They should all be ready. Fan Gaoma looked towards the core area battlefield. Over the past 10 years, the various peak clans stealthily sent strong fighters to re-enter the super large battlefield. Of course, they mostly wandered in the peripheral areas, not daring to delve too deeply to avoid being sensed by the Galaxy Master and pursued again. With this continuous effort, the strongest level 11 of the various peak clans also received great support, just waiting for Fan Gaoma to significantly weaken the life essence of the Galaxy Master. Then they would join forces to counterattack the Human Civilization Alliance and avenge the humiliations suffered over these 10 years. Begin! Fan Gaoma immediately activated the balance scale, and his perception began to exponentially expand. With the life essence gathered at the left end of the scale, Fan Gaoma could easily feel all life essence within thousands of light years. Of course, he could only feel the life essence. The scale of life essence was not within the scope. The balance scale did not have that capability, it only handled the exchange of corresponding items. Whether the item existed or how much there was, it did not particularly care. In a trance, Fan Gaoma faintly felt a familiar yet fearful life essence aura in the center of the core area battlefield. Is that the Galaxy Master? Fan Gaoma immediately confirmed, even though he had only met the Galaxy Master once, the impact of that encounter was incredibly profound. Tens of thousands of level 11 experts were annihilated, and hundreds of powerful artifacts lost, leaving Fan Gaoma with a deep psychological scar. Had it not been for the balance scale's treasure, Fan Gaoma doubted he would have the courage to confront the Galaxy Master. So, Fan Gaoma could definitely not forget the life essence aura of the Galaxy Master. Lock on! Fan Gaoma was excited inside and immediately used the balance scale to lock onto the aura of the Galaxy Master. Establish connection. It will take no more than 2 hours to proceed with the exchange. Fan Gaoma thought to himself, the capability of the balance scale was indeed incredible, but it also required time to ferment. To force an exchange, it took time to establish a connection between the two sides of the scale. But the waiting time here was not long, just about 2 hours, and Fan Gaoma could wait. At the center of the victory altar, Lin Yuan was sitting cross-legged. After 10 years of hard cultivation, Lin Yuan had sequentially gained insights into 12 pillar-level fusion rules, advancing to the 7th realm. It is important to note that the 7th realm of pillar-level fusion rule comprehension is a level that only level 12 experts could reach. In just a short 10 years, Lin Yuan had stepped into this level, and that too with 10 pillar-level fusion rules. This was far more efficient compared to the several hundred years spent laboriously advancing the spatiotemporal fusion rule to the 6th realm. Firstly, the 7th realm of pillar-level fusion rules is much easier than the 6th realm of the spatiotemporal fusion rule. Secondly, Lin Yuan had already stepped into this domain, using space-time to drive other pillar-level fusion rules made it much easier. Space-time, Lin Yuan's eyes were deep, faintly with the Milky Way of space-time rippling around. Over the past 10 years, Lin Yuan had devoted a considerable part of his energy to the spatiotemporal fusion rule. Although he felt himself making progress in his understanding of the spatiotemporal fusion rule every moment, he had not yet reached the peak of the space-time fusion rule's 6-fold realm. 10 years is still too short. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. If it were 100 or 1,000 years, he might have reached the peak of the space-time fusion rule's 6-fold realm. Just as Lin Yuan was about to continue exploring the spatiotemporal fusion rule, an inexplicable sensation of being watched and targeted emerged out of nowhere, subtly beginning to connect with Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan was startled and immediately realized that this was very likely a precursor to a counterattack by the 11 Great Pinnacle Clan forces. This sense of being watched and targeted, I have no idea where it's coming from. Lin Yuan looked serious, able to feel the sensations of being watched and targeted thanks to his strong mental will, but unable to determine their specific origin. As expected, the 11 Great Pinnacle Clan forces are not to be underestimated. Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn, trying to study the sense of being watched surrounding him, but to no avail. However, I have already sent all the supreme weapons and treasures to the Xianhuang's secret realm, so even if the Taiyang primordial spirit dies, the loss won't be significant. Lin Yuan's gaze quickly settled. Furthermore, Lin Yuan had also made preparations for facing extreme situations, having already had Xia Qin, a supreme being, take his Taiying primordial spirit near a huge battlefield. Once the Taiyang primordial spirit perishes, the true self will regenerate the Taiyang primordial spirit, and during this time, the Taiying primordial spirit would directly descend onto the battlefield. I can form the two primordial spirits much easier than forming an incarnation. Alternating between Taiyang and Tain, I don't believe I can't protect the altar. Lin Yuan silently thought to himself, already prepared for the possibility of both primordial spirits falling several times. 2 hours later, on the edge region, Fan Gaoma sat there, waiting for the balance scale to establish a complete connection with the Galaxy Master. At that moment, Fan Gaomo's eyes sharpened, controlling the balance scale. He had already detected a stable connection with the Galaxy Master. Following this stable connection, the balance scale could execute a forced exchange. Exchange. Fan Gaoma was impatient, activating the balance scale, exchanging with the Galaxy Master for the life essence equivalent to the void essence formed at the left end of the scale. Buzz 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 in front of Fan Gaoma, the golden balance scale, originally heavier on the left due to carrying the void essence, started to tip. But now, as the exchange started, strands of void essence began to appear on the right, increasing in number and causing the right side to also begin descending until the balance scale subtly achieved equilibrium, the weights equal. It's done. The life essence of the Galaxy Master has been exchanged away. A smile appeared on Fan Gaomo's face. The void essence condensed on the right end of the scale representing the life essence of the Galaxy Master. The amount of life essence is roughly equivalent to 4 or 5 times that of a normal level 11 perfect. The counterattack has begun. Fan Gaoma straightened up, faintly guessing that at this moment, the Galaxy Master must be terrified, having discovered a significant drop in his life essence. With this thought, Fan Gaoma immediately started contacting the rest of the 10 peak level 11th. For 10 years, These level 11 perfects had been waiting for this moment, for the Galaxy Master to fall into unprecedented weakness, and then seize this opportunity to reclaim everything lost 10 years ago. SAR the Novel Fire. Any *T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. In the deepest part of the altar, Lin Yuan was still trying to trace the source of the sensation of being watched and targeted. Although his mental will had fully stepped into the 12th tier and was relatively strong at this level, his realm had ultimately not kept up. Thus, he could only sense the feelings of being watched and targeted, but could not discern their specific source. In fact, for a normal level 11 perfect life form, it wouldn't even be possible to sense such feelings of surveillance and targeting. What kind of method is this? Lin Yuan was on high alert, aware that the counterattack from the 11 great pinnacle clans had begun. From the looks of it, his side seemed to be at a disadvantage, not even knowing which method the opponent was using. As Lin Yuan waited, he suddenly discovered that his life essence was slowly decreasing. My life essence is diminishing? Lin Yuan's expression grew grave. Life essence is fundamental to any life form, and its reduction is detrimental. Although Lin Yuan could feel that the rate of decrease in his life essence was incredibly slow, barely noticeable compared to his massive life essence unless closely monitored. But a decrease was still a decrease. With the means of the 11 great pinnacle clans, this might just be the beginning. So, after about a dozen breaths, Lin Yuan's reduction in life essence rapidly stopped. That's it. Lin Yuan was somewhat stunned, initially thinking that the rate of life essence decline would accelerate, but it ended so quickly. Lin Yuan examined himself, compared to just over a dozen breaths before. His life essence had decreased by perhaps 1/10,000,000th. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 884. Just this. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, checking himself inside and out again, confirming that only his life essence had been slightly reduced and that no other aspects were affected. And the reduction of life essence was only 1/10,000,000th. This had no impact on Lin Yuan's own strength. Lin Yuan even faintly felt that this slight temporary reduction of 1/10,000,000th of his life essence would soon recover. What's going on? Lin Yuan pondered. SEA the Novel Fire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. It could be speculated that the unexplained reduction of his life essence must be the handiwork of those peak clan forces. Such a high-level maneuver must be of a level 12 ultimate level, otherwise he wouldn't have failed to notice it and lacked even the ability to resist. However, the acting peak clan forces probably misjudged the thickness and height of Lin Yuan's life essence, causing the weakened life essence to seem like a drop in the ocean compared to Lin Yuan's entire life essence. Life essence depends on many aspects, such as the inner world, the physical body, the soul, the mind and will, etc. External forces almost have no impact on life essence. As for Lin Yuan's life essence, starting with his internal world, Lin Yuan's internal world extends over 700 billion miles, compared to the normal level 11 perfect, which is no more than a few tens of millions to under a billion miles. That's tens of thousands of times more. Next is his physical body, the extremity of refinement through the path of martial Tao, incorporating the minute physical structures of the myriad tribes' powerhouses, the foundational enhancement from the mysterious gourd to the body, and twice receiving the chaos void origin infusion to improve his physique, etc. Lin Yuan's physical strength, compared to normal level 11 perfect, is not any less profound. The soul is the same, with a powerful internal world and physical body nurturing out a soul that is far beyond normal level 11 perfect from the start. Not to mention the mind and will, the previous three aspects, the internal world, physical body, and soul, haven't stepped into level 12. But Lin Yuan's mind and will have completely stepped into level 12, and is considered powerful even among them. With over 3,330,000 points in mind and will index, Lin Yuan suspects he surpasses quite a number of level 12 ultimates. The combination of the internal world, physical body, soul, mind, and will, and more makes Lin Yuan's life essence far surpass those on the same level 11 perfect. Even if it's not 100 million times more, there are still tens of millions of times difference. This aspect is also reflected in the river of time, where normal level 11 perfect are merely big fish. But Lin Yuan sank to the very bottom of the river of time, his massive body dominating the entire riverbed, with slight movements stirring countless undercurrents, causing many nearby level 11 beings to be unsettled, even affecting the local flow speed of the river of time. At the same time, near the central battlefield altar, tearing over a dozen terrifying spatial rifts were ripped open. One by one, the strongest level 11 from various peak clans, wielding clan suppression weapons and many other treasures and techniques, aimed to strike at the victory altar. Go all out. The strongest level 11 from the robber clan was engulfed in infinite aura, as if many calamities had befallen him yet not affecting him in the slightest. The rest of the strongest level 11 did the same, their movements unleashing powers far exceeding the limits of level 11. At this moment, the Yu clan used a balance scale to restrict the life essence of the Galaxy Master, seizing this opportunity to kill the Galaxy Master and reclaim those most powerful weapons. The losses of the various peak clans could thus be recovered. As for dealing with the Galaxy Master later on, now even if they kill Galaxy Master Lin Yuan, it's just an avatar. The real main body of the Galaxy Master is still early away, and avatars can still be formed to enter the war in the future. After many speculations by the peak clan forces of Level 12 Ultimate, the Ultimate Foundation controlled by the Galaxy Master likely has a range limit. Otherwise, the Galaxy Master wouldn't have waited until a massive decisive battle, where tens of thousands of Level 11 gather within hundreds of billions of miles to take action. Knowing this point makes it easier to deal with, as long as they keep a distance from the Galaxy Master at all times. Kill. The strongest level 11 of the insect race, with cold eyes, wielding the tribal guardian weapon Nightmare Realm, launched one terrifying soul attack after another without holding back. Inside the victory altar, many guarding level 11 powerhouses appeared horrified, looking around and discovering over a dozen figures rushing towards the altar. These dozen figures, twisting and shattering the space on the battlefield, made all level 11 powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance tremble in spirit. Even Xianyuan Yu felt his scalp explode, as these dozen strongest level 11 obviously used all their means, aimed at crushing the Human Civilization Alliance. Galaxy Master? Xianyuan Yu's heart sank, as these dozen strongest level 11, daring to come so boldly, definitely had the confidence to confront the Galaxy Master. Based on the astonishing strength Lin Yuan displayed on the battlefield 10 years ago, the 11 peak clan forces would never have sent their strongest level 11 to die without confidence. Since they made their move, it means they are confident and not slightly so. Sitting at the deepest part of the altar, Lin Yuan also noticed the strongest level 11 making their way towards him. First, they weaken my life essence, then they go all out, not a bad plan. Lin Yuan's gaze remained calm. It must be said, the plan laid out by the peak clan forces was perfect, surely involving the scheming of level 12 ultimates. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 885. But unfortunately, they misjudged the depth and height of Lin Yuan's life essence. Actually, it's not quite a misjudgment. Even those at level 12 wouldn't expect a level 11 to possess such profound life essence. The mightiest of the Human Civilization Alliance were confident because they knew of the commotion caused by Lin Yuan's breakthrough to level 10 and then to level 11. But the other level 12 ultimates didn't know that. Even the mightiest of human civilization probably wouldn't have imagined Lin Yuan's life essence would reach such depth. It's almost as if he had created a new realm between level 11 and 12. Almost everyone has arrived. Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly, activating divine ability, world without a sound. Kill. Galaxy Master, we've come to kill you. Numerous strongest level 11 beings approached in an instant. intending to activate their clan suppression weapons and blast the altar. Just at this moment, from all directions, above and below, left and right, heaven and earth changed, as a brand new world seemed to descend. What's this? Galaxy Master. The Galaxy Master has used that ultimate reserve again. The strongest level 11s turned pale, somewhat in disbelief. Even the strongest level 11 of the robber clan felt a sudden pang of anxiety in his heart. Didn't Fangalma say that had used the Yu clan's treasured scales to greatly diminish the Galaxy Master's life essence, rendering him unable to use that ultimate reserve anymore? What's happening now? In the blink of an eye, over 10 strongest level 11s, without hesitation, turned and fled. 10 years ago, they had witnessed the power of the Galaxy Master with their own eyes, back when tens of thousands of level 11s were present, invisibly sharing the might of divine ability, world with them. But now, only they, the strongest level 11s, were present. How could they dare to stay any longer? At the outskirts, Fangalma was also closely watching the battlefield. Before him, the golden scales, with the essence of nothingness on both sides providing balance, indicated that the life essence of the Galaxy Master was still being weakened. If not for that ultimate reserve, the Galaxy Master wouldn't be much stronger than other strongest level 11s. Now facing, Fangalmo's thoughts fluctuated, but soon after he received inquiries from the strongest level 11s of races such as the Insect race and the Tianyu clan. Fangalma, the life essence of the Galaxy Master has not weakened at all. Fangalma, the Galaxy Master still activated that ultimate reserve, and now we're all being suppressed. Fangalma, did you deceive us? Have you sided with the Human Civilization Alliance? Question after question left Fangalma somewhat bewildered. He glanced at the golden scales before him, where the essence of nothingness, representing the life essence of the Galaxy Master, was properly placed on the right side, balanced against a tenth of the life essence of 100 level 11 perfect beings on the left side. He almost thought he had heard wrong. Impossible! Fangalma immediately realized, feeling the vast presence emanating from the center of the battlefield. This presence was something Fangalma would never forget for all eternity. It was the very move the Galaxy Master used 10 years ago to annihilate tens of thousands of level 11 powerhouses, and compared to 10 years before, the might of this move had not weakened in the slightest. But how could this be? He had already weakened the Galaxy Master's life essence using the balance scales, even if the weakened Galaxy Master could still use that ultimate reserve. But the reduction in life essence should have inevitably led to a weakened effect of this ultimate reserve. Yet now, the vast presence Fangalma felt from the center of the battlefield did not seem to have weakened at all. Could it be that he didn't weaken the Galaxy Master? No, that's not right. The balance scale is weakening the Galaxy Master. Fangalma could still sense the connection with the Galaxy Master through the balance scale. What on earth is going on? Could there be a problem with the balance scale? The real body of Fangalma in the outside world immediately began to contact the king of the Yu clan. Yu clan territory. Inside the palace, Fangalma stood below, waiting cautiously for the king seated on the high throne to respond. The balance scale had already weakened the life essence of the Galaxy Master, and even the corresponding breath of nothingness formed by this life essence had appeared on the right side of the scale. Why did the Galaxy Master seem unaffected? The balance scale has indeed weakened the life essence of the Galaxy Master. A breath later, the king of the Yu clan slowly stated. Although Fangalma was operating the balance scale, a treasure of the Yu clan, in fact, the king of the Yu clan was also closely monitoring it, and inside the balance scale there was a contingency plan left by the king. Indeed weakened the Galaxy Master? Fangalma grew even more perplexed. But the current behavior of the Galaxy Master? Isn't that completely inconsistent with having weakened life essence and a subsequent sharp decline in strength? Could be. The life essence you weakened is too little for the Galaxy Master, hence his strength wasn't significantly affected. Another breath later, the king of the Yu clan gave a reply. Too little? Fangalma was somewhat stunned. A fraction of the life essence of 100 level 11 perfect beings, equivalent to the full life essence of 10 level 11 perfect entities, even accounting for losses, would still be the full life essence of 4 or 5 level 11 perfect beings. So this substantial amount of life essence is too little for the Galaxy Master? In a huge battlefield, Lin Yuan looked at the more than 10 strongest level 11 entities, struggling with difficulty under the envelopment of the divine ability, world, and assisted by their clan suppression weapons. Compared to 10 years ago, Lin Yuan had greatly improved his strength, with a dozen insights into fusion rules reaching the 12th layer level, causing another transformation in the world within his body. With the internal world enhanced, the external world created by the divine ability, world, was naturally augmented. 10 years ago, the strongest level 11 entities from the various peak clans could tear through the space of the external world with their clan suppression weapons and flee far away. But a decade later, they could no longer do so. Even though the clan suppression weapons kept bursting with terrifying fluctuations, it was in vain. Within the realm covered by the external world, space was as solid as a substance. No one but Lin Yuan could rip it open. Although enough to trap these strongest level 11th entities, even if the external world exploded of its own accord, it's estimated that it would be very hard to kill a single strongest level 11. Lin Yuan looked down at the strongest level 11 entities, barely struggling under the overwhelming power of the magnificent world, and thought to himself, the biggest difference between a clan suppression weapon and the ultimate weapons is not the level of their might. In fact, the pinnacle might of some ultimate weapons is not much inferior to the clan suppression weapons. The main difference lies in who is wielding it. The wielders of the ultimate weapons are the level 11 entities themselves, so unless absolutely necessary, they would not use the ultimate weapons due to the excessive consumption. When Lin Yuan first arrived in the battlefield, he made a few moves that, while hiding his true strength, killed the level 11 entities wielding ultimate weapons by exhausting them to death. But clan suppression weapons? The real manipulators are actually not the strongest level 11 entities of the various clans but the ultimate beings of the 12th level behind them. Inside every clan suppression weapon resides methods left by these ultimate beings of the 12th level, lurking normally, but at a critical moment, they will erupt, directly taking over the clan suppression weapons. The strong level 11 entities holding the clan suppression weapons were unable to tear through the space of the external world, not because the might of the ultimate weapons was inadequate, but because the ultimate methods inside the clan suppression weapons were not activated. But if Lin Yuan wanted to completely kill these strongest level 11 entities, the ultimate methods inside the clan suppression weapons would definitely be activated. After all, since the various peak clans have allowed the clan suppression weapons to enter the battlefield, they must be fully prepared and won't allow them to be lost easily. First, concentrate all the forces to see if we can kill one. Lin Yuan's gaze shifted, and his eyes focused on the strongest level 11 of the insect race. Boom! An invisible shock enveloped the strongest level 11 of the insect race, and the nightmare realm weapon she held could not help trembling. The novel fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Not good. The scalp of the strongest level 11 of the insect race burst open, and she suddenly realized that the Galaxy Master, without her knowing when, had already appeared close to her, extending his right hand and slowly pressing down towards her. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 886 The Divine Ability, World could only be maintained for 6 seconds after activation. During these 6 seconds, Lin Yuan decided to attempt to assassinate the insect race's most powerful 11th rank. Mainly because the enmity between the Human Civilization Alliance and the insect race was too great. Back when Lin Yuan was not yet grown, he had experienced several assassination attempts, most of which were plotted by the insect race. Under such circumstances, the assassination target was naturally prioritized to be the insect race. Galaxy Master. The strongest of the insect race's 11th rank let out a high-pitched scream, sending out invisible soul fluctuations in all directions. However, all the soul fluctuations seemed to sink into a quagmire when they touched Lin Yuan. In the eyes of the strongest 11th rank of the insect race, Lin Yuan's descending right hand grew increasingly large, and the terrifying pressure even gave her the illusion that she was facing a supreme being. Buzzing sounds. At that moment, right above the head of the strongest 11th rank of the insect race, the nightmare realm suddenly emitted a hazy glow. This obscure light was completely different from the light emitted by the strongest 11th rank of the insect race when they exerted their power. It was filled with the illusion that all things were but dreams. Even Lin Yuan's mind was briefly immersed in the moment, but in the next second, he broke free with his strong mental will. Search * the novel of Ire. Et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Such a strong mental will? A slightly surprised voice came through, and Lin Yuan looked up only to see a phantom figure slowly walking out of the nightmare realm. The figure, although extremely ethereal, gave Lin Yuan a sense of immense reality, akin to the feather butterfly supreme being. Is this the ultimate 12th rank? Lin Yuan's figure vanished, reappearing above the altar. Although he had long known that the killing of the most powerful 11th rank would trigger the contingency left behind in the clan suppression weapon by the ultimate 12th rank, Lin Yuan had not expected it to be an ultimate phantom straightaway. Even if this phantom was just one avatar of an ultimate existence, it was not something Lin Yuan could handle at the moment. What's more, the clan suppression weapon was still in the hands of that ultimate member of the insect race. The damage caused by the ultimate avatar wielding the clan suppression weapon, even if it did not reach 1 million points, was probably extremely close. Myriad Transformation Queen, as the ultimate being, showing up to bully a little guy seems a bit unreasonable, doesn't it? Inside the altar, a ring on Xianyuan Yu's right hand also shone brightly. Likewise, it condensed a figure of a man, who from afar, looked towards the ultimate being emerging from the nightmare realm. It's Xianyuan Supreme. Lin Yuan looked at the male figure, thinking quickly in his heart. Among the Human Civilization Alliance's 9 supreme beings, Lin Yuan had the most contact with Xia Qin Supreme, as he was part of Xia Yu Evolution Tower. As for Xianyuan Supreme, Lin Yuan had not interacted much but knew that Xianyuan Supreme was the very first supreme being to emerge from human civilization. He was also the one among the 9 supreme beings of human civilization who shouldered the most pressure and paid the highest price. It's known that human civilization obtained that ultimate opportunity with countless inheritances of treasure falling from outside the universe. When human civilization had not yet risen, the ultimate 12th rank beings of the cosmic starry skies naturally would not take any interest in human civilization. But when the first supreme being was born within human civilization, those ultimate 12th rank beings naturally turned their attention to human civilization, leading to the exposure of the ultimate opportunity. Human civilization and the then newly ascended 12th rank Xianyuan Supreme became the focus of the cosmic starry skies. One after another, the ultimate 12th rank beings were poised to act, ready at any moment to besiege human civilization and seize the ultimate opportunity. Xianyuan Supreme paid an untold price to lead human civilization through that time until the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th supreme beings were born, which is when the situation of human civilization began to turn for the better. Myriad Transformation Queen. Lin Yuan's gaze settled on the figure that had emerged from the nightmare realm. Amongst all the queens of the insect race, the Myriad Transformation Queen was also one of the oldest and most powerful, and even the clan suppression weapon, the Nightmare Realm, was personally forged by her. Queen. The strongest 11th rank of the insect race bowed to the Myriad Transformation Queen. Under normal circumstances, the contingency within the Nightmare Realm would only trigger when she truly faced a life-or-death situation. The appearance of the Myriad Transformation Queen now meant that she indeed might have died at the hands of the Galaxy Master. The Galaxy Master really could kill me despite the clan suppression weapon? The strongest 11th rank of the insect race found it hard to believe, but the Myriad Transformation Queen's appearance could only mean one thing. Xianyuan, haven't you made a move as well? The myriad transformation queen smiled faintly. Her invisible soul fluctuation aura influenced all life, causing all the 11th rank powerhouses of the Human Civilization Alliance in the altar to involuntarily begin to immerse themselves. Xianyuan Supreme let out a cold snort, his voice resonating in the souls of all the 11th rank powerhouses. Besides, you say there's no problem with me bullying the Galaxy Master, but calling the Galaxy Master a little guy? Aren't you underestimating him a bit too much? The Myriad Transformation Queen glanced meaningfully at the Galaxy Master and said, "The mental will of the Galaxy Master has probably already stepped into the 12th rank, hasn't it? Is that still a little guy?" Lin Yuan heard this and remained expressionless. The reason he was quickly able to rid himself of the Myriad Transformation Queen's soul influence just now was due to his strong mental will. The Myriad Transformation Queen must have noticed something amiss. What? The psychic will of the Galaxy Master has reached the 12th level? The strongest second-layer member of the insect race looked at Lin Yuan in shock. Compared to the physical and soul enhancement, upgrading the psychic will is the most difficult, especially after reaching tens of millions of points where every increment demands a huge price. But the Galaxy Master? Psychic will at the 12th level? The strongest second-layer member of the insect race couldn't comprehend. How long had the Galaxy Master been alive? How could his psychic will reach the 12th level without the test of time? Psychic will at the 12th level? The other strongest second-layer beings were also deeply shocked. After the Myriad Transformation Queen of the insect race appeared, the duration of the divine ability world was almost over, and at this moment, they could leave whenever they wanted. But now that the Myriad Transformation Queen was present, these strongest second-layer beings suddenly didn't want to leave. Originally, they only intended to observe the confrontation between the Myriad Transformation Queen of the insect race and the supreme beings of the Human Civilization Alliance, but they didn't expect to hear such intelligence. The Galaxy Master possesses a 12th level psychic will? No wonder I feel like I'm facing the ultimate when I'm against him? The strongest second-layer member of the robber clan silently thought. Even for the robber clan, who have undergone countless trials, it was never possible to elevate the psychic will to the 12th level during the second layer. It was too difficult. Haha, how is it a problem that our human civilization's unparalleled prodigy has a 12th level psychic will? Xianyuan Supreme said unconcernedly, a psychic will at the 12th level means that the contamination of supreme-level psychic memories is completely ineffective against Lin Yuan. In other words, Lin Yuan has fully grown up, and the other ultimate 12th level beings can at most kill Lin Yuan's avatar, unable to affect his true body. If I am not mistaken, there isn't any ultimate foundation carried by the Galaxy Master, right? The Myriad Transformation Queen continued. The Yu clan tried to weaken the life essence of the Galaxy Master with the balance scale, but it didn't have any impact. The life essence of the Galaxy Master greatly exceeds the limit of the 11th layer. The Myriad Transformation Queen paused for a moment. If such a thick life essence truly activates the ultimate foundation, the power unleashed would be immense. Even the strongest of all races holding a clan suppression weapon at the 11th layer would not be able to withstand it. All the strongest second-layer beings around were completely stunned. The Galaxy Master didn't activate the ultimate foundation? 10 years ago, the power of the Galaxy Master alone decimated tens of thousands of the 11th level? And just now, more than a dozen of the strongest second-layer beings could only struggle to survive against the Galaxy Master by relying on the clan suppression weapons because of the Galaxy Master's own strength? Without any external force, the Galaxy Master could kill me even across the clan suppression weapon? The strongest second-layer member of the insect race was scared. She instinctively wanted to refute this claim, but it was the supreme Myriad Transformation Queen of the insect race who said it. Even the bravest among the strongest second layer would not dare to question the words of the Myriad Transformation Queen. Lin Yuan stood in the void above the altar, silently listening to the words of the Myriad Transformation Queen of the insect race. Although the ultimate 12th level can't directly examine the world within my physical soul body, just by indirect observation and deduction, many of my secrets can still be revealed. This was also inevitable unless Lin Yuan never took action. Otherwise, for the ultimate beings of all major peak clans to discern some truths about him was almost a certainty. Still the same saying. Lin Yuan has now fully grown up. Even if some of his secrets are revealed, what can those peak clan forces' supreme beings do to him? So our human civilization's unparalleled prodigy has such qualifications, what of it? Xianyuan Supreme remained unfazed, and in fact he was secretly astonished. He learned about the Yu clan's attempts to weaken Lin Yuan's life essence with the balance scale after the fact. Seeing that Lin Yuan's strength was almost unaffected, he guessed that perhaps the Galaxy Master was really just relying on himself. The words of Xianyuan Supreme made the myriad transformation queen fall silent. The strongest second-layer beings also had complicated thoughts. Is this a matter of talent? What kind of freak is the Galaxy Master? With the Galaxy Master around, their LFR at the 11th layer seems like trash. All right. Myriad, there's no need to say more. What do you plan to do now? Will we advance to the final battle early, or continue to let the young ones fight among themselves? Xianyuan Supreme directly spoke out. Advancing to the final battle early meant that 12th level treasures or methods would officially come into play. Of course, these treasures and methods do not refer to the battles among ultimate 12th level beings, but rather to the addition of more foundation treasures, escalating the war in all aspects. The eternal spatial rifts in those large-scale battlefields from before were caused by a blow from a supreme being with a power level reaching 1,000,000 points, forming in the final battle. However, the final battle usually happens towards the end of a massive war. As for now, normally, the intensity of a large-scale war wouldn't be high during the first 10 to 20 years. But due to the emergence of the Galaxy Master, the direction of the war development became a bit peculiar, prompting an alliance of various races ahead of time, and because the Galaxy Master had the ability to kill the strongest second layer of the insect race, it triggered the methods left by the Myriad Transformation Queen in the Nightmare Realm. Advance the final battle? The Myriad Transformation Queen smiled lightly. There's no need for that anymore. My insect race has decided to withdraw from this war. Continuing the fight, the second layer level would definitely be blocked by the supreme beings of the human civilization. As for below the 12th level, with the strength the Galaxy Master has now shown, not even the strongest 11th levels holding the clan suppression weapons or even the ultimate foundations are a match. Once blood is truly shed, and the human civilization begins to let the Galaxy Master activate the ultimate foundation, wouldn't the strongest 11th levels of all the major peak clans be crushed underfoot by the Galaxy Master? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 887 The Myriad Transformation Queen decisively chose to withdraw upon seeing that the Galaxy Master had already reached the level of undefeatable without taking action. Not withdrawing would only mean a futile depletion of her race's reserves. To this point, for this massive battlefield war, the insect race had already paid enough. Nearly 100 supreme weapons, the many level 11 clones, and the life essence required to maintain balance, which is equivalent to 1/10 life essence of 10 level 11 perfects. How long and how much effort and resources it would take to recover, one cannot know. Though it is said, as long as the insect race's queens are unharmed, the insect race stands firm like Mount Tai. But if there is a generational gap at the level 11 for the next 100 billion to a trillion years, it's possible that the insect race will not be able to produce a new level 12 queen. While other peak races will not stand still, perhaps giving birth to one or more level 12 ultimates. If the number of level 12 beings in other races increases while if one's own does not, it would be equivalent to weakening. Over the long term, the insect race's position among the 12 pinnacle races will decline. As for the price to pay for admitting defeat, merely 1/10,000th of their own territory, which the insect race can still afford. This Galaxy Master is extremely powerful in all aspects, far surpassing the limit of level 11 perfect. How did he achieve this? Could it be related to that ultimate opportunity obtained by the Human Civilization Alliance? The myriad transformation queen observed Lin Yuan from afar, wishing to glimpse some secrets. Unfortunately, all were blocked by the Xianyuan Supreme. In terms of strength, the Xianyuan Supreme was not at all inferior to her, the most ancient queen of the insect race. Fighting desperately, the myriad transformation queen even found herself at a disadvantage. Among the several dozen level 12 ultimates in the cosmic starry skies, only the 2 level 12 ultimates from the robber clan could make the Xianyuan Supreme wary. But the ultimates of the robber clan, who dare not unleash their full power within the universe, run the risk of being suppressed by the will of the universe. Sir the Novelier. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. It's just a victory or defeat in a single massive war. By the next massive war, well, simply forbid the Galaxy Master from participating, thought the myriad transformation queen to herself. The massive battlefield was a joint creation of several level 12 beings, and naturally, the rules for the massive wars were also set by these supreme beings. Whether it's a large-scale war or a massive one, many level 12 ultimates will establish some rules, such as prohibiting the participation of the ultimates' avatars and so on. A battlefield is meant to confine the destruction caused by combat within a certain range. If the avatars of supreme beings could act at will, there would be no point for the existence of a battlefield. The skirmish between level 12 beings could not be contained by a battlefield. The destructive power generated would affect the entire universe. After witnessing the strength of the Galaxy Master, the myriad transformation queen had already decided to join forces with other peak races to establish new battlefield rules, which is to include the Galaxy Master in the list of those who are forbidden from participating. Xianyuan, I wonder if the level 12 weapons of our race could be returned. Rest assured, we can exchange them with other resources. The myriad transformation queen thought for a moment and then said. The many level 12 weapons bestowed this time had all fallen into the hands of the Galaxy Master, and the myriad transformation queen planned to reclaim some through regular trade channels. That will depend on what the Galaxy Master thinks, said the Xianyuan Supreme with a smile. To inspire human evolvers to fight on the battlefield, the Human Civilization Alliance has long established rules that all gains on the battlefield belong to the individual. At most, the Human Civilization Association can only make suggestions, not decisions. Even more so for the Galaxy Master, as all his gains are at his ultimate discretion. Galaxy Master, what do you think? You can make a request, as long as my insect race has it. The myriad transformation queen looked towards Lin Yuan, her gaze soft and her tone gentle. A normal level 11 perfect, even the strongest level 11 beings, would be unable to resist falling for it. I will consider it. Lin Yuan's expression remained calm. If the insect race offers enough resources to satisfy him, exchanging level 12 weapons is not impossible. After all, Lin Yuan is just one person and cannot use so many level 12 weapons at the same time. As for trading with human civilization, over 600 level 12 weapons, the Human Civilization Alliance probably cannot absorb them in a short period. And whether the insect races retrieving these level 12 weapons would lead to a recovery of their foundations and pose a threat to human civilization, it should really be the insect race that is worried, as once these 600-plus supreme weapons are all converted into resources needed for cultivating the Xianhuang physique, Lin Yuan estimates he could truly push it to level 11 perfect. A level 11 perfect Xianhuang physique, especially with Lin Yuan's physical body as the foundation, could allow his body to reach the level 12 standard. By then, excluding the spirit, will, and rule comprehension, Lin Yuan's physical body will also step into the realm of supreme beings. Spirit, will, rule comprehension, physical body, all at the level of supreme beings. Consider. The myriad transformation queen fell silent for a while, then her form disappeared as she returned to the nightmare hall. The insect race's strongest level 11 being below looked at Lin Yuan with complicated expressions, then turned and left without hesitation. Since the inception of the universe, even the strongest level 11 beings have been tremulous in the face of level 12, including the mother of the tree realm and the 4 divine kings at their peak times. But the Galaxy Master showed no fear, and while certainly the Human Civilization Alliance played a supporting role, the Galaxy Master's own strength was also key. With the withdrawal of the insect race from the massive war, the level 12 ultimates from other peak races exchanged glances, then made their decisions one after another. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 888. Just like the insect race, they withdrew from the war and relinquished the first right to control the battlefield. There was no choice. Even the combined forces of 11 peak races were crushed by the Galaxy Master, whose balance scales weakened the essence of life as if it was nothing. Now that the insect race has deliberately withdrawn, facing the Galaxy Master, there is even less hope of resistance. Rather than continuing to send their best to the battlefield to die, it's better to decisively withdraw. Haha, thank you for yielding. Xianxia Supreme looked at the many 12th layer ultimates, and so did the other 8 human supremes. Since the Starry Sea era, although human civilization generally had the upper hand in wars against different races, it has never been this easy. A large-scale spatial war that only took 10 years to finish? This was because during these 10 years, the major peak race forces were preparing to deal with the Galaxy Master. Xianxia, don't be too proud. No matter how strong the Galaxy Master is, there is still the risk of complete downfall when you strive for the ultimate level. Indeed, striving for the ultimate level means even if you have a deep foundation, it still just increases the possibility. Whether you can truly elevate is still up to luck. Though the beings of 12th layer ultimate have yielded the dominance of the battlefield, they have not conceded in spirit. For the 11th layer life forms striving for the ultimate level, luck plays a significant factor when all thresholds are met. If the Galaxy Master is unlucky, even if 10 times or 100 times stronger, could still fail in striving for the ultimate level. You don't need to trouble yourselves over this. Xianxia Supreme spoke indifferently. Please also go back and quickly finalize the territorial division with our human civilization. Haha. Lin Yuan, you should have seen the expressions on those old fellows' faces. In the virtual world, Xiaoqin Supreme had a pleased look, observing Lin Yuan with undeniable joy on his face. In many past wars, the Human Civilization Alliance won quite a few, but it was the first time to make those peak races leave the battlefield in such a dispirited state. What a pity, such an opportunity only comes once. Xiaoqin Supreme sighed. Once. Lin Yuan was slightly stunned. He remembered Xiaoqin Supreme mentioning, every 100,000 years, a gigantic-scale battlefield would open for war. While 100,000 years seems long, it is nothing for the evolvers of the 9th layer and above. In Lin Yuan's own plans, it'd be best to comprehend the chaos rules before striving for the ultimate layer, so he planned to stay at 11th layer for a while. He might wait until the next gigantic-scale war starts. By the next gigantic-scale war, those old fellows definitely won't let you join the battle. Xiaoqin Supreme explained, almost predicting the outcome. They won't let me join the battle? Lin Yuan was slightly puzzled. Have you join and wait to lose? Xiaoqin Supreme shook his head. If the result of the war is predetermined as a loss, then who would join? So, before the next gigantic-scale war starts, those old fellows would definitely set new rules prohibiting you from participating. Xiaoqin Supreme spoke slowly. Before this gigantic-scale war started, Lin Yuan had not shown any remarkable strength, only being newly advanced to 11th layer. It was too late when he destroyed tens of thousands of 11th layer beings. The war had already started, and rules cannot be changed midway. But by the next gigantic-scale war, the major peak race forces will certainly add new rules. Lin Yuan can almost be sure he will not be allowed to enter the battlefield. I see. Lin Yuan nodded. Wars, like gambling, need to give participants a glimpse of hope to win. If there is no hope, naturally, there will be no participants. If human civilization continues to let Lin Yuan join the gigantic-scale wars, probably no other peak race forces would join the next gigantic-scale war. To be able to influence the rules of a gigantic-scale war at the stage of 11th layer life form, you are probably the first and last person in our universe to do so. Xia Qin Supreme couldn't help but feel emotional. At the same time, they were also grateful that Lin Yuan was an evolver of their human civilization. If other pinnacle races had a life similar to Lin Yuan, he believed he would have a tough headache, not much different from those just mentioned from the second layer. By the way, Shen Yuan asked me to check with you if you have any thoughts on handling those second layer weapons. Those old guys want to use resources to exchange the weapons back. Xia Qin the Supreme asked. Not only the insect race Myriad Transformation Queen had this idea, other pinnacle races' powers from the second layer were also preparing to exchange resources for their respective second layer weapons. After all, Lin Yuan had obtained over 600 second layer weapons, and a significant portion of them were suitable for the powerhouse of corresponding races. Losing a second layer weapon and finding a new one wasn't that simple. Suitability is very important. A second layer ultimate who is skilled with guns, you ask him to use a sword? It would definitely impact his strength. What do you think, Supreme? Lin Yuan asked. If possible, Lin Yuan would still prefer to assimilate this batch of ultimate weapons within the human civilization. Just trade with those old guys. My human civilization doesn't have enough resources to trade with you. Xia Qin the Supreme understood Lin Yuan's intentions and immediately replied. 600 plus ultimate weapons? What a tremendous amount of resources would be needed for such a trade. Probably only the combined strength of the other 11 pinnacle races could manage it. So the novel, If Ire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. No problem. Lin Yuan nodded. Anyway, this batch of ultimate weapons originally belonged to the powers of the 11 pinnacle races. All right. You tell me your demands, and I'll pass them on to those old guys. Xia Qin the Supreme stated. The trade involving over 600 ultimate weapons was instigated by the 11 pinnacle races, hence naturally, Lin Yuan could set the terms. On the vast battlefield, everything that happened, especially the entrance of the insect race Myriad Transformation Queen, and the fact that the Galaxy Master, without utilizing any ultimate essence, merely relied on his own strength to overwhelm tens of thousands of 11th order powerhouses and began furiously spreading through numerous races. Many powerful, ordinary, and even weaker races' warriors got wind of this news. The Galaxy Master killed tens of thousands of 11th order without any external help? Is this 11th order? Are you sure the Galaxy Master hasn't become ultimate? That's impossible. The intelligence should be real. The second layer ultimates have already given up the vast battlefield and withdrew from the war. I heard that the heart and will of the Galaxy Master have already reached the second layer levels. Myriad Transformation Queen said so herself. Heart and will? Second layer levels? How did the Galaxy Master achieve this? Yes, it's incredibly challenging for me to enhance my heart and will even slightly, and he directly reached the second layer levels? Crazy. The countless lives in the universe, including those from secluded secret realms with unique life forms, heard this news instantly, crushing tens of thousands of 11th orders by his own power, including some holding ultimate weapons, and his heart and will reaching the second layer levels. This matter caused an even bigger sensation than the Galaxy Master stepping into the second layer. After all, while there are some in the vast universe who are at the second layer ultimate, a transformation like the Galaxy Master was unheard of by many strong entities. How old is the Galaxy Master? Under 1,000 years old. Under 1,000 years old and has this capability, could the Galaxy Master really be disguising as a second layer ultimate? Right, I think so too. Could it be that the second layer ultimate is fooling us? Are you guys stupid? If the Galaxy Master were really a second layer ultimate, would he be allowed into the vast battlefield? Could other second layer ultimates watch as their powerhouses get slaughtered? In the vast universe, billions of races, countless lives are discussing the Galaxy Master. Although there are doubts, the second layer ultimates have voluntarily relinquished control of the battlefield, so the intelligence about the Galaxy Master should be genuine. If Lin Yuan stepping into the 11th Order originally made him renowned across the universe, letting the starry sky races know of such an unprecedented genius who entered 11th Order at 500 years old, then now what happened on the vast battlefield has made Lin Yuan's name resound across the universe. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 889 Virtual World. Xiaoyun, why is everyone saying now that the Milky Way Star Lord is the closest being to the strongest in the entire cosmic starry skies? Lin Shouqing couldn't help but ask, is this Milky Way Star Lord Xiaoyun? When Lin Yuan was promoted to the 8th layer, he became the Milky Way Star Lord, a fact naturally known by Lin Shouqing. But now, outside discussions and rumors about the Milky Way Star Lord are too abundant. This leads Lin Shouqing himself to become somewhat incredulous. After all, the discussions describe the Milky Way Star Lord as someone who can obliterate the forces of other pinnacle species of level 11 entirely by himself. Can his son really accomplish such a thing? The insect queen, that is an existence comparable to the strongest of mankind. Suppose so, Lin Yuan said with a smile. His parents have never been too concerned about major events on the internet, but his actions in the grand-scale battlefield are too inconceivable, spreading like wildfire not only among human civilization but other races as well. Primarily because it's legendary. Brother, you are really incredible. Lin Yi, who was also there, looked at Lin Yuan full of admiration. Compared to their parents, Lin Yi felt much deeper about this matter, specifically evidenced by the dignified old ancestor of the Xia family of level 11 treating her with extreme politeness. To know, when she first married into the Xia family, Lin Yi hardly ever saw that level 11 old ancestor of the Xia family. Belonging to one of the top families of human civilization, the Xia family is enormously huge, and if not for being the sister of the Milky Way Star Lord, Lin Yi might not even be able to live on the main star of the Xia family. But now, just during this period, the old ancestor of the Xia family at level 11 has summoned Lin Yi dozens of times. Although not explicitly stated, the discussions of that old ancestor, both directly and indirectly, revolved around the Milky Way Star Lord. I heard that even the Myriad Transformation Queen didn't dare to trouble brother. Lin Yi has heard more rumors than Lin Shouqing and his wife, even knowing the title of the Insect Queen. Myriad Transformation Queen. Lin Yuan glanced at Lin. The queen didn't trouble me because I have the humans strongest with me. Although Lin Yuan has reached the pinnacle at level 11, he probably would overwhelm many who are the ultimate at level 12 at the time of being still at level 11. But to say that the Myriad Transformation Queen didn't dare to trouble him, it was somewhat laughable. Lin Yuan was very aware of the gap between himself and the ultimate beings of level 12, even if his rule perception and spiritual will stepped into level 12, compared to a true ultimate, it still seemed like a huge divide. However, if I cultivate the body of Xianhuang to level 11 perfect, with physical body equivalent to level 12, alongside rule perception, spiritual will, all being at level 12, the gap with the ultimates might reduce considerably, Lin Yuan thought leisurely. With all three aspects at level 12, it wasn't exaggerated to consider Lin Yuan as a junior level 12. Originally, Lin Yuan wasn't very confident about his physical body reaching level 12. Mainly because the resources needed for body of Xianhuang are excessively extravagant, but having more than 600 supreme weapons temporarily removed the concern about resources. Especially since the 11 pinnacle species forces, in order to retrieve their own supreme weapons, were willing to pay a premium, which made Lin Yuan earn immensely. Moreover, the tens of thousands of alien level 11 corpses Lin Yuan killed, their physical and soul essences could also advance his cultivation in body of Xianhuang. So far, the price offered by these pinnacle species could probably be increased a bit. Lin Yuan thought of the many level 12 ultimate responses brought by Xia Qin. After all, level 12 weapons were hard currency, its value even more stable than cosmic crystals. Lin Yuan wasn't worried they wouldn't sell. Xiaoyun, is it still dangerous on that battlefield? Lu Qiong, The mother asked beside, worried about Lin Yuan's safety. Good heavens, Lin Yuan did mention entering the grand-scale battlefield, but Lu Qiong hadn't expected that there were so many strong beings in that battlefield, tens of thousands at level 11? There's no danger now. Almost all the alien strong ones have withdrawn. The entire battlefield is left with only us, human evolutionaries. Lin Yuan nodded and said, had it not been for the war rules requiring to occupy the victory altar for 100 years, it is likely that the human civilization's evolutionaries could have withdrawn by now. Just following the rules, there was no issue as well. 100 years, and accounting for the 10 years already passed, only 90 years remained. That's good. Lu Qiong breathed a sigh of relief. Once this battlefield affair concludes, I plan to return to Kanglin's star for a while, Lin Yuan said, as if recalling something. As the grand-scale war closes with humans gaining leadership, Lin Yuan had little else to address, focusing primarily on preparing to strive for level 12, potentially undergoing the 11th traverse. During this, a return to Kanglin's star, to see the planet he lived on during his weaker times, might also round out his mental state somewhat. Then I'll quickly go tell Officer Song Weong. Lin Xiaoqing's eyes lit up. Officer Song Weong had asked him more than once that if the Milky Way Star Lord returns to Kanglin's star, it must be through him to prepare for a proper reception. This matter does not need to be spread outside. Lin Yuan said. Understood. Lin Xiaoqing nodded. Afterwards, Lin Yuan chatted with his parents and family for a while longer, then disconnected from the virtual world. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, his gaze slipping towards the direction of the grand-scale battlefield. So the novel, Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Although the grand-scale war has not yet ended, in reality, it has nearly settled as various pinnacle species forces have all withdrawn, only needing to wait until 100 years pass for it to naturally conclude. I wonder how many merit points I've earned from this grand-scale war. Lin Yuan looked forward with anticipation. To encourage numerous level 11 evolutionaries to head to the super-large battlefield, human civilization had purposefully lowered the difficulty of obtaining merit points. On the super-large battlefield, Lin Yuan killed tens of thousands of level 11 aliens. Even though these tens of thousands of aliens were just avatars, their sheer number was overwhelming. Just this alone accounted for a massive amount of merit points. Moreover, Lin Yuan influenced the entire super-large alien battlefield situation, leading human civilization to take the war's leadership and so on, all of which could be assessed for large sums of merit points. A 9th-level citizen advancing to a 10th-level citizen needs 50 billion merit points, and I estimate that I can gather enough by the end of this war. Lin Yuan secretly thought. According to his estimation, the super-large war would yield merit points well over 50 billion. The specific amount would need to be calculated by 3 goddesses. 10th-level citizen. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Over 2 million years of the Starry Sea era, human civilization had not yet produced a 10th-level citizen. The existing 10th-level citizens were all from before the Starry Sea era, those who had made significant contributions during the prolonged dormant years of human civilization. Super-large battlefield. Lin Yuan still sat deep within the altar. Your perception is against the heavens, observing the war's space-time structure, your understanding of space-time is rapidly improving. Many sparks of enlightenment emerged in Lin Yuan's mind, quickly enhancing his understanding of the space-time domain. This space-time imprint, is it from that level 12 ultimate of the robber clan? Lin Yuan continuously analyzed the super-large battlefield, the ultimate being's methods gradually revealing themselves. By observing and understanding the super-large battlefield, Lin Yuan began to gain some understanding of the Peak clan's level 12 ultimates. For example, the Tianyu clan's forebears, their methods were filled with endless light, yet it wasn't just light, profound darkness was hidden within. Robber clan. Lin Yuan carefully observed the traces left by the robber clan ultimates, subtly repelling yet merging with the cosmic starry skies, giving Lin Yuan a feeling similar to the Xianhuang's secret realm. The robber clan is not simple. Lin Yuan's expression turned slightly serious. Those level 12 ultimates in the universe are unclear about the specific difficulty of surviving from one cosmic era to the next. But as the master of the Xianhuang's secret realm, Lin Yuan knew what this implied. If the robber clan really came from the previous cosmic era and brought their entire clan through the cosmic annihilation calamity, their clan's true origin is indeed worth deep reflection. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan was cultivating and comprehending the Tao. After stepping into level 11, Lin Yuan's understanding of rules entered a soaring phase, every pillar-level fusion rule stepping into the level 12 domain. Martial Tao level 11 chapter. Lin Yuan frowned in deep thought, diverting some energy to perfect the Martial Tao level 11 chapter. The Martial Tao level 11 chapter, as the last chapter before reaching the ultimate, was crucial. After all, one more step forward would mean reaching level 12 ultimate. It could also be said to be unimportant, since martial arts evolutionaries only needed to complete the chapters from 1st to 10th in succession. Stepping into the level 11 chapter was just an order of progression. Just as Lin Yuan was carefully polishing the Martial Tao level 11 chapter. Lin Yuan felt a subtle sense in his heart, disappearing from the Star Lord's Great Hall. Outside the Milky Way main star, Nailan, the assistant tower master, appeared. Immediately after, Lin Yuan also appeared in the starry sky. Galaxy Master, Nailan greeted Lin Yuan with slight respect. "There's no need for such formalities between us," Lin Yuan said casually, waving his hand. "Rules are still needed," Nailan immediately replied. "I came to deliver the first batch of resources from those peak clans to the Galaxy Master." Nailan took out a space ring and handed it to Lin Yuan. "The first batch of resources?" Lin Yuan was slightly moved. During the negotiation period with those peak clans' level 12 ultimates, some of the strongest weapons were essentially agreed upon, just waiting for the resources to be delivered before Lin Yuan could return the weapons. It was a tiring trip. Lin Yuan looked at Nailan and spoke. The specific trade details were definitely handled by people from Xiaoyu Evolution Tower. Returning to the Star Lord's Great Hall, Lin Yuan began to check the numerous resources inside the space ring. The space within the ring was a world of tens of millions of miles, filled densely with resources, all of which could promote the cultivation of body of Xianhuang. With these resources, Lin Yuan's eyes brightened with joy, immediately starting to devour the cultivation resources within the ring, absorbing them through the cultivation method of body of Xianhuang. Just like this, Lin Yuan primarily focused on comprehending various rules, perfecting the opening of the Martial Tao level 11 chapter. The remaining energy was spent on cultivating the body of Xianhuang and other secret techniques. Time flashed by. In a blink, 90 years had passed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 890 Xianhuang's Secret Realm. Lin Yuan, in his true form, sits cross-legged. Centered around him, all of space-time continuously integrates and weaves, as if worlds are being born and annihilated. This is a reflection of the understanding of the spatiotemporal fusion rule reaching a certain height. Since 90 years ago, after the insect race's myriad transformation queen hinted at some secrets, Lin Yuan's true form has been permanently residing in the Xianhuang secret realm, which is considered absolutely safe, beyond the reach even of the 12th rank ultimate beings who are unable to lock onto its precise coordinates. With part of his power revealed, Lin Yuan naturally needed to consider whether the 12th rank ultimates might strike at him. The extremely powerful Xia Qin did invite Lin Yuan to the central star domain, where numerous clan suppression weapons are in place, which is also considered safe enough. But Lin Yuan still prefers the Xianhuang secret realm. As for the Milky Way main star, just send a random incarnation to hold the fort. With Lin Yuan's current mental will and his understanding of the rules, even a randomly condensed incarnation could exhibit nearly the strength of an 11th rank peak. In some respects, Lin Yuan could be considered a weakened version of the 12th rank ultimate. Before stepping into the 12th rank, Lin Yuan set a requirement for himself. That is, the true form should avoid leaving the Xianhuang's secret realm as much as possible. For any external affairs, let the Taiyang and Taiyin primordial spirits handle them. Additionally, there are a large number of incarnations available. 90 years and I have raised 36 pillar-level fusion rules to the 7th realm, which is the 12th rank level, but what about the space-time fusion rule? Lin Yuan thought to himself. If the space-time fusion rule's sixfold realm is divided into 4 levels, early, middle, late, and peak, then Lin Yuan's current understanding of the spatiotemporal fusion rule would be at the middle level, still some distance from the late stage. This is already extremely exaggerated. Even most 12th rank ultimates are only at early to mid-stage in their understanding of the space-time fusion rule, with very few reaching the late or peak of the 6th realm. And the 7th realm understanding of the spatiotemporal fusion rule? So far, Lin Yuan has not heard of any 12th rank ultimate reaching it. Even mighty beings like Xianhuang and the Moyu Tower Master who are in the Chaos realm are only at the 9th realm in their understanding of the space-time fusion rule. Is it still impossible for me to break through the 7th layer of the Magic Jade Tower with my current understanding of the rules? Lin Yuan felt somewhat helpless. He was able to breach 1/3 of the Black Tower's 7th layer at the 10th rank. Now at the 11th rank and after cultivating for 100 or so years, he still was stuck at the final part of the 7th layer. It seems that compared to true 12th rank beings, I still have a significant gap. Lin Yuan thought to himself that the 9-layer Black Tower built by the demonic Jade Tower Master begins to be a challenge only 12th-rank beings may hope to overcome starting from the 7th layer. Inner World. The consciousness avatar of Lin Yuan descends into his inner world. In 90 years, besides the improvement in rule comprehension, the inner world also received a significant boost. After undergoing the Chaos Void Origin infusion for the 2nd time, Lin Yuan gained benefits tantamount to those of an 11th rank perfect assaulting the ultimate level. However, the vast majority of the Chaos Void Origin remained dormant deep within the inner world. Lin Yuan has not yet stepped into the 12th rank, and his life essence has not realized a significant leap, so he cannot absorb all the Chaos Void Origin within a short period of time. But as time goes on, the dormant Chaos Void Origin within the inner world is gradually being absorbed. This has led to Lin Yuan's inner world, after just 90 years, has expanded to over 900 billion miles in circumference. When Lin Yuan first entered the 11th rank, his inner world was only 600 billion miles in circumference. Over a mere 100 years or so, it has reached over 900 billion miles. Sir, the novel at website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. An increase of over 300 billion miles in circumference, amounting to how many millions of 11th rank perfect beings' inner worlds? Theoretically, if I absorb all the dormant Chaos Void Origin, my inner world will reach the threshold of the 12th rank, which is several tens of thousands of light years? Then, will my inner world slowly metamorphose into its own universe? Lin Yuan pondered. But that would take an exceedingly long time, several tens of thousands of light years from several tens of millions of miles? The gap is too wide. Moreover, the inner world is limited by the essence of life. As long as Lin Yuan does not step into the 12th rank, there might be an upper limit. The Xianhuang physique. It probably won't be long before it reaches 11th rank perfect. Lin Yuan felt his physical body thoroughly, a satisfied smile emerging on his face. Over the past 90 years, Lin Yuan has successively completed transactions with other peak clan powers, trading away more than 600 of the strongest weapons for a seizworthy amount of cultivation resources. More than 80 years ago, Lin Yuan officially brought the Xianhuang physique to a great level of accomplishment. Now, he is just steps away from the 11th rank perfect. And once the Xianhuang physique reaches 11th rank perfect, in terms of pure physical body, Lin Yuan will be comparable to the physical bodies of the 12th rank ultimates. An 11th rank perfect Xianhuang physique would require the strength of all the major peak clans to achieve. How should I cultivate the Xianhuang physique to the 12th rank perfect? Lin Yuan was somewhat worried. A normal 12th rank perfect Xianhuang physique allows the cultivator to rely solely on the physical body to contend with the pinnacle of the Dao manifestation realm. This is also why the 12th rank Xianhuang physique is said to be able to easily traverse the cataclysms of the universe's destruction. But Lin Yuan's physical starting point is too high. Once he cultivates to the 12th rank and wishes to continue cultivating the Xianhuang physique to 12th rank perfect, the demand for resources will probably far exceed that of a normal 12th rank perfect. A normal 12th rank perfect Xianhuang physique has reached the point where it can't be cultivated even by pouring the resources of an entire universe. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 891 The Terrifying Merit Points Settlement. Please subscribe. _2 While Lin Yuan's 12th layer perfected Xianhuang physique might have no hope of successful cultivation in this universe, to the point that even reaching grand accomplishment is a luxury, the benefits are also immense. With the strong foundation of his current physical body, once the Xianhuang physique is cultivated to the 12th layer perfection, even his physical body alone could possibly challenge the Dominion realm powerhouses. Lin Yuan reviewed the harvest from the past 90 years. Simply put, compared to 90 years ago, Lin Yuan's strength has greatly increased. Now, he likely can kill tens of thousands of 11th rank aliens without even needing to activate Divine Ability World-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan's mind submerged into his mind's eye, gazing at the towering and magnificent Myriad Realms Gate. The more his strength and realm enhance, the greater the impact he feels when viewing the Myriad Realms Gate. It seemed to tower above all dimensional spaces, so much so that even the spatiotemporal fusion rule could not contain or cover it. 1,453 threads of world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan slightly sensed the amount of world-breaking origin force. Such a tremendous amount is entirely sufficient to customize a very high-level dimension world traversal. The super-large-scale war is about to end. It's time for the 11th traversal. Lin Yuan's expression became pensive, contemplating which type of traversal to choose for the 11th time. With Lin Yuan's current strength and realm, the choices left for him aren't many, either to go on a custom traversal or to descend into the immortal realm. The super-large-scale war has ended. In the super-large-scale battlefield, the Taiyang divine spirit emerged from the depths of the altar. According to the rules set by the various pinnacle races, occupying the altar for over 100 years grants leadership over the battleground, that is, victory in the war. In fact, long before 90 years ago, when the major pinnacle races' powerhouses withdrew from the super-large-scale battlefield, it was already declared that the Human Civilization Alliance had achieved victory in the war. The war has ended. TSK, this super-large-scale war was way too easy. Indeed, if not for the Galaxy Master, our human civilization wouldn't even talk about victory now, we might still be battling those pinnacle races. One by one, the evolvers of the Human Civilization Alliance withdrew from the battlefield, engaging in light conversations with each other. Apart from the initial period, which was somewhat stressful, the rest of the time during this war was incredibly comfortable. Although the points of merit gained were not as much as expected, after all, the Galaxy Master alone broke through the forces of 11 pinnacle races. Basically, these 11th rank individuals didn't have much to do. But it was safe, and many 11th rank powerhouses from the Human Civilization Alliance feel that throughout the entire war, they were just going through the motions, ending the war without much effort. And actually, the merit points gained by the many 11th rank powerhouses weren't few. Although they didn't exchange blows with the 11th rank aliens and thereby earn merits directly, the victory itself also resulted in a certain amount of merit points. Overall, in reality, the merit points gained by the 11th rank powerhouses didn't decrease much. After all, only 100 years were consumed. If not for the Galaxy Master, the human civilization could potentially fight this super-large-scale war for thousands to tens of thousands of years before achieving victory. How great would it be if every war were this comfortable? Really, did nothing and yet merits points are accredited. Ha ha, I've decided already, as long as the Galaxy Master presides over the war, I will definitely participate. Many 11th rank powerhouses successfully withdrew from the super large-scale battlefield, and then under the leadership of the highest powers of the Human Civilization Alliance, returned to the territory of human civilization. The location of the super large-scale battlefield is not within the territory of any race, but in a desolate star domain. Such star domains in the universe are vast and barren, completely without value for occupation. Not even the ordinary or weak races care for it. I should also leave. As the overseer of the Human Civilization Alliance, Lin Yuan naturally was the last to leave the battlefield. Glancing at the super large-scale battlefield, Lin Yuan felt somewhat reluctant. He had gained so much here, not to mention the physical essence of tens of thousands of 11th rank aliens, over 600 supreme weapons, numerous treasures and curiosities, etc. The super large-scale war itself, with its profoundly mysterious spatio-temporal structure combination, gave Lin Yuan substantial gains. Over the 100 years, Lin Yuan's understanding of the fusion of time and space made rapid progress, primarily due to his Against Heaven's understanding, but also watching and learning from the super large-scale battlefield played no small part. Keep an avatar outside the battlefield. Sar the Nellfire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan's mind stirred slightly, an avatar condensed and merged into the depths of multiple spatial layers, incessantly observing the large-scale battlefield itself. Indeed, after reaching the mid-tier of the sixth realm in spacetime, the large-scale battlefield wasn't of much benefit or help to Lin Yuan anymore, as many ultimate beings of 12th rank in spacetime understanding were on par with or even inferior to Lin Yuan. But minor help is still help. After all, it's just leaving one avatar behind. With Lin Yuan's current mental and will strength, he can maintain hundreds of avatars at the 11th rank peak combat power at the same time without any pressure. Xianhuang's secret realm. Lin Yuan opened his eyes. The official conclusion of the large-scale war meant that the next phase was the division of merits. It is when the three goddesses would judge each 11th rank evolutionist of human civilization based on their performance in the large-scale battlefield, and thereafter assign merit point rewards. Goddess of Wisdom. Lin Yuan's gaze extended towards the cosmic starry skies. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan's Taiyang divine spirit detached a strand of consciousness, connecting to the Goddess of Wisdom. Lin Yuan's true self resided in the Xianhuang's secret realm, where the virtual world couldn't cover, and it's also a signal blind spot for the three goddesses. In truth, at the level Lin Yuan has reached, even without the isolation of Xianhuang's secret realm, if unwilling, even while within the territories of human civilization, he could easily isolate the virtual world and the three goddesses. Respected Grand War Commander of Large-Scale War 9th Tier Citizen Scholar Yuan, your performance is currently under judgment. Please hold on. The solemn and serene voice of the Goddess of Wisdom resonated. For ordinary 11th rank evolutionists, the judgments of their performance on the battlefield could be resolved in an instant by the computational power of the three goddesses. After all, how much merit corresponds to how many merit points is already clearly defined, and there's no need for subjective judgments. But Lin Yuan? Lin Yuan's performance was too dazzling. It could even be said that without Lin Yuan, the course of this large-scale war would have been entirely different. The judgment of Lin Yuan's performance had to be extremely cautious, even relying on subjective reviews by 9 supreme beings. Time elapsed. Half an hour quickly passed by. The voice of the Goddess of Wisdom once again echoed by Lin Yuan's ear. Respected Grand War Commander of Large-Scale War 9th Tier Citizen Scholar Yuan, based on your performance in the battlefield, the final judgment is as follows. Killing count of alien 11th ranks. Obtained. Leading the first large-scale war victory. Obtained. Occupying the victory altar for a century. Obtained. After about 40 to 50 items of judgment by the Goddess of Wisdom, Lin Yuan finally heard the total number of merit points he had earned. After judgment, Scholar Yuan has earned a total of 2,162,345 million merit points in this war. Over 200 billion merit points. Lin Yuan raised an eyebrow, This amount of merit points exceeded his expectations. Initially, Lin Yuan estimated that the merit points he earned would be at least 50 billion, but the upper limit might only be 100 billion, and about over 200 billion merit points? Lin Yuan was slightly surprised. It must have included additional merits in the judgment, thought Lin Yuan. In the large-scale battlefield, Lin Yuan's performance was definitely not limited to just slaying tens of thousands of 11th-rank aliens and leading the human civilization to ultimate victory, among other merits. It also had a special deterrent effect. At least for other peak race groups' 11th-rank powerhouses, including the strongest 11th ranks, all were left with severe psychological shadows by Lin Yuan. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 892 The 11th Time Travel. Subscribe please. Merit points are linked to one's contribution to the overall human civilization, and imposing an unparalleled deterrence on alien races, especially the peak races, is also beneficial to the expansion of human civilization. Even greater than the intimidation by supreme powerhouses. At least the supreme powerhouses of human civilization have the ability to resist the major peak race powers. But the Galaxy Master? What can level 11 resist against? Judging by the Galaxy Master's performance on super-large battlefields, who can compete except the 12-star ultimate beings? Absolute invincibility brings utter despair to the level 11 of the many peak races. Over 200 billion merit points, Lin Yuan's face showed a smile. Such a tremendous amount of merit points left him momentarily unsure of how to use them. First, let's raise my citizen rank to 10th level. Lin Yuan thought to himself. From a 9th level citizen to a 10th level citizen requires 50 billion merit points. Before the opening of the super-large battlefield, Lin Yuan had never imagined he could amass such a quantity of merit points in a short time. He estimated it would only be possible after unlocking the complete Martial Tao 11th tier chapter. But now, 50 billion merit points? It's just a quarter of the excess of 200 billion. With Lin Yuan's citizen rank increase, soon his merit points balance decreased by 50 billion. And Lin Yuan's citizen rank, in half a breath, changed from 9th level to 10th level. 10th level citizen. Lin Yuan's eyes were bright. As far as he knew, the highest citizen rank of human civilization is the 11th level citizen. As for the 12th level citizen, in theory, a 12th level citizen could control the entire human civilization. But in reality, it is just a theory, and advancing to a 12th level citizen is not just a matter of merit points. Even as an 11th level citizen, there are only 9 in human civilization, the 9 supreme powerhouses. Therefore, a 10th level citizen is essentially the most revered citizen just below the supreme powerhouses of human civilization. Even the supreme powerhouses will not overlook a 10th level citizen, as each has made indelible contributions to human civilization. The current 10th level citizens still alive in human civilization are very few, all from before the Starry Sea era, citizens of the dormant years of human civilization. In fact, during the dormant years of human civilization, obtaining merit points was much easier compared to the Starry Sea era. After all, at that time, human civilization was not the peak civilization that now sweeps across various alien races. Even with the ultimate opportunity, it was like walking on thin ice, and naturally, the threshold for merit points distribution was lower. In a sense, Lin Yuan is the first 10th level citizen born since the beginning of the Starry Sea era. 50 billion merit points, even those evolutionary scholars who are adept at acquiring merit points, couldn't gather that amount in over 2 million years. The Supreme President of human civilization is looking for me? Lin Yuan raised his eyebrows, noticing a video call request. The Supreme President of human civilization is a position, similar to a planetary governor, rotated every few years. Still, citizens who can serve as the Supreme President are impeccable in every aspect. After all, it's the highest visible leader of human civilization. assisting the three goddesses in governing the vast human civilization. And the supreme powerhouses. Generally, supreme powerhouses do not interfere in the routine affairs of human civilization, except in situations specified in the charter where the three goddesses will consult the supreme powerhouses first. Supreme powerhouses are more a symbol of spiritual significance for human civilization. Of course, the fact that supreme powerhouses do not interfere in the routine affairs of humanity is because they couldn't be bothered. In reality, they wield a lot of power within human civilization. Respected Galaxy Master. The video connected, and an elderly man with white hair saluted Lin Yuan on the virtual screen. In terms of strength, Lin Yuan is an existence second only to a 12-star being, not only in human civilization but also in the entire cosmic starry skies. In terms of citizen rank, Lin Yuan is now a 10th-level citizen and the first 10th-level citizen since the start of the Starry Sea era, with an extremely revered meaning and status. Even the Supreme President, facing Lin Yuan, must show respect. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Then he briefly chatted with the Supreme President. The main purpose of this video call from the Supreme President was to congratulate Lin Yuan on becoming a 10th-level citizen. And by the way, the Supreme President introduced Lin Yuan personally to the many benefits and treatments of a 10th-level citizen. The basic benefits for a 10th-level citizen are an elevated version of those for a 9th-level citizen, encompassing all aspects. Even if Lin Yuan intends to serve as the Supreme President, he has a full 10% certainty. The discount for purchasing various resources and weapons has also reached 60%. This 60% applies to everything, even exchanging for supreme weapons, 12-star rarities, etc., at the discounted exchange value. Equivalent to a loss-making exchange from human civilization for you. Not bad at all. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Let's set aside all the other upgraded version benefits for now. The mere 6-fold exchange rate is enough to break even. Given Lin Yuan's demand for resources during cultivation, it's only a matter of time before he earns back the value of 12-star treasures worth 50 billion merit points. The many privileges in the virtual world have also been enhanced? Lin Yuan explored and discovered that after becoming a 10th-level citizen, if he wished, he could know the personal information of any citizen he saw. As far as the 10th-level citizens within human civilization are concerned, there are virtually no secrets left. The ultimate chance. Lin Yuan looked at the information about the ultimate chance. This so-called ultimate chance was the greatest opportunity human civilization had received from the descent of countless heritages from beyond the universe before it entered seclusion. The ultimate chance led to the birth of 9 of the strongest beings in human civilization. Moreover, many fortunes have also allowed the development of human civilization to this day, with most of the clan suppression weapons and even its foundation originating from that ultimate chance. The 10th ultimate evolutionary pathway? Lin Yuan's heart twitched slightly. Among the ultimate chances obtained by human civilization, the most important were 10 ultimate evolutionary pathways. The 10 ultimate evolutionary pathways mentioned here do not have any ultimate beings, and their value is beyond measure. The paths taken by the 9 strongest beings of human civilization are among these 9 pathways. The 10th ultimate evolutionary pathway is exceedingly special and obscure, and so far, no one from human civilization has successfully traversed it to reach the ultimate level. Entirely different from the martial Tao evolutionary pathway. After browsing through it, Lin Yuan realized that he automatically acquired this ultimate evolutionary pathway after becoming a 10th-level citizen. Within the entire human civilization, only citizens with significant contributions can hope to be gifted with this evolutionary path, while the other 9 ultimate evolutionary pathways are widely disseminated. This is because there are ultimate beings presiding over them. In contrast, this ultimate evolutionary pathway is the path to the 12th level, and it will not be disseminated until a sufficient number of level 11 perfect beings are born. After Lin Yuan received this ultimate evolutionary pathway, he also saw the number of cultivators practicing this pathway, only over 100, with the strongest among them at the 4th stage of level 11. Pity. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. This ultimate evolutionary pathway does not cultivate the physical body, soul, or internal world, but aims to analyze all things, the cosmic starry skies, and the chaos void as its ultimate goals. Although it has a high potential limit, the path Lin Yuan pioneered, the martial Tao evolutionary, is distinctly different, even bearing little resemblance for reference. This is what it means to be a 10th-level citizen. Lin Yuan broadly understood all privileges and benefits of being a 10th-level citizen. In summary, it could be described in 4 words: do as one pleases. A 10th-level citizen, especially one who ascends through the most formal means after the Starry Sea era begins, can basically do anything within human civilization. There were some 10th-level citizens before Lin Yuan, but they were all born before the Starry Sea era. The thresholds they crossed and the privileges they enjoy are not the same as Lin Yuan's. To put it simply, the privileges that the 10th-level citizens before Lin Yuan enjoyed can be considered a castrated version of what Lin Yuan now enjoys. There is nothing pressing at the moment. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts. I can undertake the 11th traversal now. If it were not for the need for him to preside over the super-large battlefield, Lin Yuan would have likely started his 11th traversal decades ago. Though the outcome of the super-large battlefield had been determined 90 years earlier, to ensure absolute certainty, Lin Yuan waited until the war was completely concluded before he began to prepare for the next traversal. Thinking this, Lin Yuan's spirit sank into the depths of his consciousness and arrived in front of the majestic and venerable Myriad Realms Gate. Let's set this traversal to take place in the Immortal Realm. SAR the Novel Fire. Net * website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan made the decision in his heart. The Immortal Realm, as a superior world to the Spirit Realm, was revealed to Lin Yuan upon ascending to the 9th layer of heaven in the Spirit Realm, where he discovered a corner of that vast world towering above the Spirit Realm. By obtaining the world coordinates, this is identified as the Immortal Realm. According to the intelligence information Lin Yuan gathered in the Spirit Realm, whether it's the Spirit Realm or the even lower Central Divine China world, both are influenced by the Immortal Realm. The ancestor of the Immortal Path, who once wandered billions of worlds in dreams, propagated the Immortal Cultivation system. And the ancestor of the Immortal Path is the only ultimate existence beyond the main universe that Lin Yuan is aware of. The ultimate domain where the ancestor of the Immortal Path stands tall is the very Immortal Path itself. During the traversal, my true self will continue to absorb resources and cultivate the body of Xianhuang. Lin Yuan arranged numerous affairs. Now, Lin Yuan's practice of body of Xianhuang has inclined towards instinct, and even without the control of conscious will, he reflexively cultivates, devouring various resources to strengthen himself. It's just like how the heart continues to beat and body functions continue to operate even when one is asleep. This arrival in the Immortal Realm, my stay would last for 2,100 years? With the main world's time-speed ratio being 1:20? Does that mean 2,100 years in the Immortal Realm will result in 100 years elapsing in the main universe? Lin Yuan sent out a strand of conscious will, following the coordinates of the Immortal Realm, briefly observed the vast world, and gleaned some information. The 1:20 time-speed ratio indicates that the Immortal Realm's level is getting very close to that of the main universe. 100 years. Announce that I will be in seclusion for the next 100 years. Lin Yuan made all the preparations and immediately initiated the 11th traversal. Buzz buzz buzz. The Myriad Realms Gate faintly emitted fluctuations as Lin Yuan poured all his conscious will into the gate. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 893 First Arrival in the Immortal Realm. Please subscribe. Immortal Realm. Xiantian Immortal Domain. The Xiantian Immortal Domain is one of 33 immortal domains, vast and boundless, situated near the Demon Abyss. Within the Immortal Domain, numerous immortals are engaged in constant battles with the countless demons emerging from the depths of the Demon Abyss. A streak of escape light flashed by in an instant, faintly suffused with the scent of blood, evidently akin to a blood escape method that consumes the origin source. Within the escape light was a young man, pale-faced, weak in breath. The young man's name was Gao Wuyo, who not long ago explored an ancient relic with a close friend. As a result, he obtained a great opportunity. The relic was left by a jade immortal, containing treasures of the level of a jade immortal. That friend, in order to monopolize the opportunity, launched a sneak attack and seriously injured Gao Wuyo. In a desperate struggle, Gao Wuyo barely escaped but was still pursued by his friend. Ha ha ha, Gao Wuyo, with the poison of the demon marrow in you, unless a golden immortal takes action, your death is certain. Why bother resisting? Instead of constantly enduring the agony of marrow extraction, why not let your brother save you from this pain? Wu, for mere relics, if you wanted them, you could have just said so. Why resort to such measures? Just said so? Would you have given them to me if I simply asked? These are treasures left by a jade immortal. Wu, you've helped me many times. Is there anything between us that can't be discussed? Forget about it. I only trust myself. Discuss? Too troublesome. Once you're dead, won't all the treasures be mine? Gao Wuyo continued to burn his essence blood, flashes of conversation with Wu during the pursuit crossing his mind, which momentarily filled him with despair. He truly treated Wu as kin, and the path of cultivation is lonely enough. As a mentor, Wu's status was extraordinary. Regrettably, for an unclear opportunity left by a jade immortal, Wu didn't hesitate to turn on him with cruel intent. Although Gao Wuyo was well aware that the path of immortality was fraught with deceit and one must always be wary, he still couldn't believe that Wu would do such a thing to him. So be it. Consider this as repayment for the kindness of these years. Gao Wuyo's consciousness slowly sunk into darkness. With his severe injuries and the poisoning by demon marrow, he indeed couldn't hold on much longer. He burned his essence blood to flee, merely wanting to understand why Wu would turn against him. With Gao Wuyo's strength, he could completely attempt to destroy the Jade Immortal's opportunity before his death, at least the part that contained the recorded legacy and cultivation methods. But in the end, Gao Wuyo did not do so. Since Wu wanted the opportunity, he might as well take it. Just as Gao Wuyo's will completely plummeted into darkness, a new consciousness quietly awakened. Gao Wuyo's expression suddenly became calm. He glanced around the environment with a frown. Lin Yuan quickly absorbed Gao Wuyo's memories, understanding the current situation, where his closest brother was hunting him, and he too was resigned to death. A Jade Immortal's opportunity? Lin Yuan's thoughts churned. After absorbing Gao Wuyo's memories, he naturally understood the level of this opportunity. The cultivation system of the immortal realm, following that of Central Divine Continent, Spirit Realm, is divided into Qi refinement, foundation establishment, core formation, nascent soul, divinity transformation, refine void, union, transcendence tribulation, Mahayana, golden immortal, jade immortal, ancestral master. Among them, the transcendence tribulation stage corresponds to the 8th layer of the main universe. Mahayana is the 9th layer, golden immortal corresponds to the 10th layer, jade immortal to the 11th layer, and the ancestral master is the ultimate 12th layer of the main universe. Of course, these stage correspondences are mere estimates. Differences in cultivation systems mean that even within the same level, there can be variations in power, but the overall gap is not significant. Gao Wuyo was a rogue cultivator of the Xiantian immortal domain at the Transcendence Tribulation stage, while Wu, at the peak of the Transcendence Tribulation stage, had known each other since the nascent soul stage, traveled side by side, and stepped into the Transcendence Tribulation stage together. I am now, Lin Yuan's brow furrowed tightly, sensing the dire state of his current body. Severe injuries were the least of his concerns. With Lin Yuan's awakened spirit and will, he could suppress it with a thought, preventing the injuries from worsening. Xianxia the novel, the NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Based on Lin Yuan's control over the body, as long as he had time, any injury could be healed. Once the divine skill's imprint blood resurrection was reproduced onto this body, he could completely be termed as having an undying physique. But what about the poison of demon marrow? The poison of demon marrow originated from the unfathomable demon abyss, a peculiar poison for cultivators on the immortal path, which suppressed mana and soul. The pain during poisoning was as agonizing as marrow being extracted from bone. The poison of demon marrow that affected Lin Yuan was of the transcendence tribulation level, only hoping for a golden immortal's intervention for a cure. Of course, that's for a cultivator on the immortal path. Lin Yuan does not fall within this range. Let's see. Lin Yuan carefully examined the demon marrow poison inside his body. Your perception is against the heavens. Observing unknown toxins, you rapidly enhance your understanding of this type of poison. Lin Yuan prioritized dealing with the demon marrow poison because he perceived that this virulent poison could cause irreversible damage to the body and soul. Although this irreversible was not absolute for Lin Yuan, it was still troublesome, so it's better to resolve it quickly. In the high sky behind Lin Yuan, Wu was rapidly traversing through space, his vast divine consciousness faintly locking onto the fleeing Gao Wuyo. Wu's name was Wu Xiangyan, currently closely following Gao Wuyo. The method of blood escape is innately consuming on the origin source, plus the poison of demon marrow, Gao Wuyo. You can't hold out for long, Wu Xiangyan thought to himself coldly. Indeed, his relationship with Gao Wuyo was profound, but what of that? Could any relationship be more valuable than one's own path to enlightenment? After stepping into the transcendence tribulation stage, Wu Xiangyan became increasingly aware that with his own talents, the chances of breaking through to the Mahayana realm were practically non-existent. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 894 First Arrival in the Immortal Realm, Request for Subscription, _2 To take the next step forward, he had to rely on external opportunities. Therefore, in recent years he has been frantically exploring the nearby relics, and to ensure his own safety he dragged Gao Wuyo along. In Wu Xianjian's eyes, Gao Wuyo was merely a pawn, completely disposable when necessary. I am not wrong. To become a strong person, one must be cold and ruthless, even towards close kin in the face of opportunity, let alone friends and comrades. Only with such absolute devotion to cultivation, treating it as one's everything, can one achieve great success. Wu Xianjian's thoughts stirred, and he immediately became fervent. This time, in the relics they explored, they actually found an opportunity of the Jade Immortal level. Jade Immortal. That is Jade Immortal. Even in the Xiantian Immortal domain, a Jade Immortal is a high and mighty figure. A hint of opportunity from them could enable him to leap to Mahayana, or even Golden Immortal. Unfortunately, at that time Gao Wuyo was closer to the Jade Immortal opportunity, so he took it first. Wu Xiangyan felt helpless. The Jade Immortal opportunity had fallen into Gao Wuyo's hands. He had to act early, otherwise what if Gao Wuyo ran away with the Jade Immortal opportunity? Gao Wuyo must die. Wu Xiangyan thought to himself, this was not only because Gao Wuyo had taken the Jade Immortal opportunity, even if he hadn't, Wu Xiangyan still wouldn't let Gao Wuyo go. A Jade Immortal opportunity? How significant is that? Only if he alone knew about it, it was safe. The more people know, the greater the risk of leakage. If the matter of the Jade Immortal opportunity got out, it would attract many from the Mahayana realm, and even Golden Immortals. By then he would not be able to keep the Jade Immortal opportunity. To play it safe, everyone who knew about the Jade Immortal opportunity had to die. Once I get the Jade Immortal opportunity, I will go to Kangwu Immortal City for a secluded cultivation. I absolutely will not go out until I've entered the Mahayana realm. Wu Xiangyan thought to himself, having already devised a series of plans for himself. Your perceptivity defies the heavens, observing unknown poisons, completely mastering this type of poison. Lin Yuan maintained the art of blood escape and merely observed the poison inside his body for a dozen breaths, and he had already completely mastered the demonic marrow poison. Completely mastering it means fully understanding this poison and also being able to easily detox. Although demonic marrow poison was terrifying, Lin Yuan's realm was too high. Level 11 perfect, very close to level 12. The demonic marrow poison of Transcendence Tribulation stage in Lin Yuan's eyes was not much different from trivial. In fact, if it wasn't for the demonic marrow poison being a unique severe poison in the immortal realm, which was slightly unfamiliar to Lin Yuan, ordinary 8th layer poison would have been instantly comprehended and mastered by him. To detox the demonic marrow poison is very simple. Lin Yuan ceased his observation and began circulating his qi and blood. The detox method for demonic marrow poison, in the eyes of many immortals in the immortal realm, can only be forcibly resolved by relying on a higher level of immortal path origin source. For instance, demonic marrow poison of the Transcendence Tribulation stage would require a golden immortal level of immortal path origin source to suppress and erase it. But after completely mastering and understanding this poison, Lin Yuan could counteract the poison without any risk, starting from the very perimeter. Under Lin Yuan's control, countless qi and blood subtly converged and interwove, blending with the demonic marrow poison rooted deep in his physique and soul. Gradually, all the demonic marrow poison began to transform, forming a rich vitality force, starting to heal the injuries of Lin Yuan's physical body. Demonic marrow poison is a severe poison, but also a great tonic if completely transformed and directly absorbed. Solved. Lin Yuan slightly nodded his head, having understood the demonic marrow poison. A single thought dissolved all accumulated severe poison deep in his body and soul. One should know, even if there were really a golden immortal willing to expend their origin source to save someone severely poisoned by demonic marrow, it would also require a considerable amount of time, hundreds to thousands of years of recovery might be needed. Moreover, for a golden immortal to spend origin source to save someone just at the Transcendence Tribulation stage? Even close relatives might not choose to do so. See the novel, Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Consuming origin source would cause a decline in strength, which is dangerous for any golden immortal, highly likely prompting enemies to take advantage and strike. Gao Wuyo stopped? From the high altitude behind, Wu Xiangyan slightly startled. For in his spiritual sense that had locked on, he found that Gao Wuyo, who was fleeing using the art of blood escape, had voluntarily dispersed the escape light and halted in place. It's because he's reached his limit. Wu Xiangyan had a clear understanding. Within his prediction, Gao Wuyo could only last this long, due to the consumption of the art of blood escape, the severe injuries, and the torment of the demonic marrow poison. Gao Wuyo being able to endure till now already counted as having a firm will and profound strength. I hope the Jade Immortal opportunity isn't too badly damaged. Thinking inside, Wu Xiangyan also anticipated that Gao Wuyo, before dying, would probably try his best to destroy the Jade Immortal opportunity. Those items and immortal artifacts at the Jade Immortal level, Gao Wuyo definitely couldn't handle, but the Jade Slip's recording techniques and legacies, maybe not. But Wu Xiangyan felt even the most fragile Jade Slip, being left by the Jade Immortal, should not be so easily destroyed, right? Especially given Gao Wuyo's condition, how much strength could he have to destroy them? Swoosh. Wu Xiangyan also stopped his motion, gazing towards the distant Gao Wuyo. Gao Wuyo? Why aren't you running anymore? Wu Xiangyan carefully observed Gao Wuyo. Although convinced that Gao Wuyo was already spent, he still couldn't be careless. The Jade Immortal opportunity was right before his eyes, the path to broaden his journey right in front. Wu Xiangyan certainly did not want to capsize in the gutter. Gao Wuyo, do you have any last words now? Wu Xiangyan looked at Gao Wuyo, an unusual feeling faintly surfacing in his heart. For some reason, the Gao Wuyo before his eyes felt strange, as if he was no longer the Gao Wuyo he knew. Forget it, let's just take action. Wu Xiangyan felt somewhat panicky inside and decided to use his strongest killing move to end Gao Wuyo. Originally, he had planned to savor the feeling of victory, but now the unfamiliarity of Gao Wuyo made his heart tremble. 5 elements cycle. With a thought from Wu Xiangyan, the powers of the 5 elements rules, gold, wood, water, fire, and earth started to circulate. Each of the 5 elements was a fundamental rule, but combined, they could approach the pillar-level rules. Wu Xiangyan was able to possess the peak strength of the Transcendence Tribulation stage by relying on his understanding of the 5 elements rules. In fact, Wu Xiangyan vaguely sensed, if he could continue on the path of the 5 elements, he might have a chance to step into the Mahayana realm. But it was just a slim chance, and he didn't know how much time it would cost, so ultimately Wu Xiangyan decided to place his hopes on external opportunities. Lin Yuan spared a sliver of his spirit, glancing at Wu Xiangyan. He had been focusing most of his spirit on his physical body, constantly making numerous adjustments to it with his own spiritual will. In Lin Yuan's eyes, Gao Wei's physical body was terribly inadequate, many powers were uncoordinated, which wasn't an issue of the strength or weakness of the physical body but one of perfection. Even the weakest physical body, an ordinary mundane body, as long as its various powers were united, could be considered perfect. Of course, the stronger the physical body, the more enormous the powers it contained, and the harder it was to coordinate them all. 5 elements rules. Lin Yuan remembered Wu Xiangyan, whom his original self regarded as a kin, heaved a sigh, and the space-time in all directions began to solidify. All rules, including the 5 elements rules, began to shatter. Dozens of pillar-level fusion rules insights reached the 7th realm, as well as the mid-stage 6th realm insights into the spatio-temporal fusion rule. This allowed Lin Yuan, even though he had just arrived and hadn't fully adjusted his physical body, to have enough self-protection power, or at least if faced with a Jade Immortal's pursuit, he could easily escape by leveraging his mastery over space-time. As for someone at the peak of the Transcendence Tribulation stage like Wu Xiangyan, no different from an ant. What? Wu Xiangyan's pupils suddenly constricted. In his field of vision, the 5 elements rules he had comprehended seemed to have completely vanished. In an instant, not only the 5 elements rules, but all other rule fluctuations also disappeared, as if he had come to a realm completely devoid of rules. Run! A great fear surged in Wu Xiangyan's heart. Although he did not understand the reason for all this, or its connection to Gao Wuyo, he fled far away without hesitation. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 895 Little Guy, meekly offer your flesh, please subscribe, swoosh. Wu Xiangyan had not gotten very far when the surrounding time and space began to change, and time and space were compressed until they were held between Lin Yuan's palms. You're not Gao Wuyo? Who exactly are you? Wu Xiangyan's face displayed extreme terror. He had once glimpsed a Jade Immortal carriage crossing the sky from afar, and the suppression of the many rules it represented was still imprinted in his heart. But compared to the Jade Immortal carriage, which was unattainably high, the time and space manipulated by Gao Wuyo at this moment seemed as trivial as dust. The two were not on the same level at all. Who am I? Lin Yuan slightly smiled. You don't need to know that. With a mere thought from Lin Yuan, Wu Xiangyan's physical body and soul were erased, leaving behind only the fragments of his spirit that contained memories. Having just entered the immortal realm, Lin Yuan naturally wanted to understand the situation in the immortal realm. Aside from Gao Wei's memories, Wu Xiangyan's memories were naturally worth examining. Not dead. After completely erasing Wu Xiangyan, Lin Yuan faintly felt the presence of the other's causality through the connection of cause and effect at an incredibly distant place. In a deep underground cavern. When Wu Xiangyan was erased by Lin Yuan, a patch of black water in this underground cavern began to ripple rapidly, and the spirit will belonging to Wu Xiangyan awakened deep within the water. I'm dead. The revived spirit will was slightly astonished, followed by a succession of images flashing through its mind from just before death. The black water was Wu Xiangyan's life pool, which he had refined at a great cost. Once his true body perished, the fragments of spirit will in the life pool would rapidly grow to perfection. that is to say, he would be resurrected. Such a terrifying method. What's the deal with that Gao Wuyo? How could he have such a masterful control over the rules? The resurrected Wu Xiangyan still had a look of terror. That's impossible. If Gao Wuyo had such strength, how could I have seriously wounded him before? Wu Xiangyan couldn't understand. Fortunately, I spent most of my fortune refining this life pool, otherwise, I would have completely perished just now. Wu Xiangyan steadfastly thought to himself, feeling fortunate in his heart. For a cultivator at the Transcendence Tribulation stage, refining a life pool is no easy feat. Only someone like Wu Xiangyan, who secretly plundered other weaker cultivators, could barely scrape together the cost to refine a life pool. That Gao Wuyo, he must have a big secret. If I tell those golden immortals and jade immortals about this secret, I should be able to receive a reward. Although Wu Xiangyan resurrected, his status was akin to starting over, urgently needing abundant resources to recover. And Gao Wuyo's secret is the key to his rise once again. Even if those golden immortals are not interested in Gao Wuyo, the opportunities related to the Jade Immortal would have some allure. At this moment, Wu Xiangyan acknowledged himself clearly, realizing that regaining the Jade Immortal opportunity was practically impossible. Moreover, Wu Xiangyan did not dare to confront Gao Wuyo again, as the mastery and suppression over time, space, and many rules still caused him to tremble with insecurity. Too terrifying. But while he did not dare to confront Gao Wuyo, he could still betray information regarding Gao Wuyo and the opportunity of the Jade Immortal. Just as Wu Xiangyan planned to rest for a while before leaving the underground. Buzz buzz buzz, an invisible attack, following the omnipresent connection of causal rules, crossed countless distances before crashing down thunderously. No! The spirit will within the depths of the black life pool had no chance to react before all the black water turned into dust, and the spirit will within it was equally annihilated. Now it's completely resolved. Lin Yuan withdrew his hand. Upon realizing that Wu Xiangyan was still alive, he casually performed a causal curse killing. Lin Yuan's true realm is level 11 perfect, and Wu Xiangyan, merely 8th layer. To curse kill a life at such a level, Lin Yuan did not even need to pay any price. Find a place to recover from injuries. Lin Yuan surveyed himself and silently disappeared from the spot. Although the poison of the demonic marrow had been cured, his gravely injured flesh still needed to recover. Deep within a mountain range, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged in a cavern. The environment of the immortal realm far surpasses that of the spirit realm. Lin Yuan finally had time to sense the atmosphere of the immortal realm. Even in this remote mountain range, he could still feel the rich immortal qi permeating the air. In such an environment, the hope of cultivation to the stage of transcendence was unfathomably more potent than in the spirit realm. The ancestor of the immortal path, Sir the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan looked up at the sky, feeling faintly with his level, like a colossal entity, resembling the sun overlooking all beings, illuminating life. All the cultivators within the boundless immortal cultivation system originated from that colossal entity. It truly is ultimate. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. At this moment, he was utterly certain that the ancestor of the immortal path, who spread the immortal cultivation system, was indeed an ultimate existence. Only, Lin Yuan furrowed his brow slightly. Within his perception, in addition to the ancestor of the immortal path shining over life like the brilliant sun. Deep in the underground, there was also an unfathomable colossal entity. Its aura was completely opposite to that of the ancestor of the immortal path, filled with endless madness and destruction. Another ultimate existence? The ultimate from the depths of the demon abyss? Lin Yuan was aware of Gao Wuyo's memories and understood the existence of the demon abyss. That place was a confluence of all evil and madness, where countless demons crawled out of the demon abyss every moment, and then they were suppressed by the immortals from the 33 immortal domains. The ancestor of the immortal path and the ancestor of the demon abyss? That's rather interesting. Lin Yuan stroked his chin, vaguely speculating that this was a struggle between two ultimate existences, and it seemed that the ancestor of the immortal path had the upper hand for now. At least in the immortal realm, the immortals generally were dominant against those demons. And whether it was the spirit realm or the central divine China world, the immortal cultivation system prevailed. But what about the demonic Tao cultivation system? Indeed, it existed but wasn't the main trend. This also reflected the outcome of the struggle between the two ultimate existences, somewhat invisibly. Lin Yuan took out the soul judgment artifact carrying Wu Xianxian's memories and began to quickly browse through them. Compared with the original Gao Wuyo, Wu Xianxian's memories were much more heterogeneous, including not only cultivation but also many fragments of memories plundered from weaker cultivators. All in all, Wu Xiangyan was someone who would stoop to any means for cultivation. In fact, such people were not uncommon in the immortal realm, even quite frequent, and there were too many instances of brothers turning against each other for opportunities. He did accumulate quite a few cultivation resources. Lin Yuan sorted through Wu Xianxian's spoils of war, which were a considerable fortune for someone at the same transcendence tribulation stage level, but to Lin Yuan, they were quite unimpressive and hardly caught his eye. Let's take a look at the Jade Immortal opportunity. With a thought, Lin Yuan took out a piece of white, translucent jade. A mysterious aura lingered on the jade, an aura that surpassed that of a golden immortal, and it was the basis for Wu Xianxian's assertion that it was a Jade Immortal opportunity. Aside from the opportunities left by a Jade Immortal, no other opportunities would have such aura remaining. Jade Immortal? Lin Yuan's face showed interest. A Jade Immortal corresponded to a level 11 powerhouse in the main universe. Such an opportunity left by a being of this level, for Lin Yuan at his prime, was naturally not much. But now Lin Yuan was practically starting all over again, and he was quite interested. Thinking of this, Lin Yuan separated out a wisp of consciousness to begin refining the jade. The jade was presumably a type of spatial immortal artifact, containing vast internal space. Before long, Lin Yuan completely refined the jade. Lin Yuan's consciousness entered the jade. Inside was an expansive world densely packed with countless resources, neatly stacked. Cloud crane grass, dark water immortal lotus, 10,000 souls fruit, 2 lives tree. Lin Yuan looked and saw many resources and spirit fruits that were extremely rare in Gao Wuyo and Wu Xianxian's memories, and even some that they had only heard about, piled up like small mountains. This was just what Gao Wuyo and Wu Xiangyan had heard about. Most of the resources were unheard of to them, but based on the energy aura radiating from these resources, Lin Yuan could tell they were valuable. Is this the Jade Immortal opportunity? It should be more accurately called the entire fortune of a Jade Immortal? Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The resources within the Jade had far exceeded something as simple as an opportunity. Many Jade Immortals' entire fortunes probably couldn't compare. And the arrangement of these resources was very orderly, from low to high, as if specially prepared for someone later. Am I this lucky? Just as my consciousness awakens, I come across such a great benefit? Lin Yuan thought to himself that while these resources couldn't restore him to his prime, they should be enough to bring him back to the 10th rank summit. And there's a lot of immortal path skill inheritances? Lin Yuan's gaze turned to a corner of the world within the jade, where piles of jade slips were clearly recording various skills and inheritances. Lin Yuan continued to disperse his consciousness to explore each one. A complete immortal cultivation system would undoubtedly provide a good boost for Lin Yuan to open up the 11th layer chapter of the martial Tao evolutionary path. Golden Immortal? Jade Immortal? Golden nature is indestructible, jade nature never falls, the body like gold, the soul like jade, perpetually unyielding. Lin Yuan quickly absorbed the immortal path skill inheritances recorded in these jades, which offered a completely different exposition on the essence of cultivation evolution compared to those level 11 evolutionary paths in the main universe. Just as Lin Yuan was browsing through each jade slip, among all the jade slips, one that was purple was quietly situated there. So, Lin Yuan's consciousness delved into this purple jade slip. Buzz! A massive consciousness within the jade slip awakened, swiftly spreading along Lin Yuan's consciousness, piercing through the soul barrier, and soon arriving outside the spirit world. Haha, the old ancestor has waited for millions of years, and now the time has finally come. This consciousness was extremely excited, spreading incessantly along Lin Yuan's consciousness, breaking through the soul barrier, and quickly approaching the exterior of the spirit world. Little fellow, obediently offer up your body. Rest assured, the old ancestor is a supreme jade immortal. To possess your body is the greatest honor. This massive consciousness that resurrected from the purple jade slip couldn't wait to enter the spirit world, intending to replace Lin Yuan's spiritual will and truly resurrect. With the old ancestor here, your body is destined to shake the 33 immortal domains. The resurrected consciousness from the purple jade slip swiftly entered the spirit world and was about to locate Lin Yuan's spiritual will when it suddenly stopped, and the spread of its consciousness halted abruptly. For before it was a towering figure seated cross-legged, an image that seemed to fill the heavens and earth, supreme and vast, strong and broad. Compared to this towering figure, the newly awakened consciousness from the purple jade slip was like a speck of dust. The resurrecting consciousness of the jade immortal fell silent. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 896 The Conflict Between Immortals and Demons. Subscription request. Spirit World, Boundless and Vast. This is the region where the will of Live's spirit resides. It can be extremely small or immensely vast, depending on the strength of one's own spirit will. An ordinary mortal's spirit world might be as cramped as a thatched hut. The stronger one's spirit will, the more vast their spirit world becomes. The consciousness of the jade immortal, bursting with exhilaration into Lin Yuan's spirit world, did not initially notice the boundless vista of the spirit world. All of his attention was captured by the towering, majestic figure sitting cross-legged at the center of the spirit world. Is this the spirit will? The consciousness of the jade immortal stood dumbfounded, staring blankly. As a once 11th layer jade immortal, even though his real body had perished, his memory and insight remained nearly intact, and the essence of his spirit will had not weakened much. But now, compared to the colossal entity in the distance, there was no comparison at all. The consciousness of the jade immortal had interacted with many jade immortals of the same level, and everyone's spirit will was on the same level. Even if there were differences, they would not be too significant. Being able to cultivate to a jade immortal? Generally, the spirit will isn't too weak. Am I seizing the ancestral master? The consciousness of the jade immortal couldn't help but raise such a thought. Such a terrifying spirit will couldn't possibly belong to a mere jade immortal. Only the ancestor of the immortal path, the supreme being across the 33 domains of the immortal realm, might possess a spirit will of this degree? Lin Yuan's spirit will opened his eyes, looking down on the minuscule consciousness of the jade immortal. Within the spirit world, one can only rely on the strength of their own spirit will, akin to the reflection of one's life essence within the river of time. Lin Yuan's spirit will index reached more than 33 million points, which was formidable even on the 12th layer ultimate plane. Naturally, it was not something an 11th layer jade immortal could compare to. In fact, when Lin Yuan touched that purple jade slip, he sensed an issue immediately as the consciousness of the jade immortal surged upward, spreading along the spirit he had extended. Lin Yuan could have stopped it then. But when he realized that this consciousness of the jade immortal targeted his spirit consciousness, more precisely his spirit will, Lin Yuan immediately decided not to stop it. The spirit world was Lin Yuan's home ground. With the strength of his spirit will, even if the spirit will of a 12th layer ancestral master descended, it would likely leave with nothing achieved. This consciousness of the jade immortal invading Lin Yuan's spirit world was like meat jumping onto the chopping block. Naturally, Lin Yuan would not refuse. After all, the consciousness came from a jade immortal, and Lin Yuan's current strength had not recovered much. Resolving this consciousness would still require some methods. Being in the immortal realm, Lin Yuan did not intend to expose his true spirit will, as it might be perceived by the ancestor of the immortal path. But if the other party fell into his own spirit world, that risk was no longer a concern. No, you're not the ancestral master. After a brief stupor, the consciousness of the Jade Immortal gradually came to its senses. It had once heard the ancestral master preach and could recognize the aura of the ancestor of the immortal path. The aura spread by Lin Yuan's spirit was completely different from that of the ancestral master. And if Lin Yuan were really the ancestral master, would he allow him to enter his spirit world? With the mighty power controlled by the ancestral master, a single thought could obliterate him. However, before the consciousness of the Jade Immortal could ponder further, everything before its eyes began to plunge into darkness. It's good for someone not very familiar with the immortal realm. CTH Novelfire. Net ** website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face as he suppressed the Jade Immortal's consciousness with a casual flick and began extracting and browsing through its memories. Although he had just assimilated the memories of his original identity Gao Wuyo and Wu Xiangyan. But in the end, both were merely transcendence tribulation stage cultivators, with not much understanding of the deeper and higher-level intelligence of the immortal realm. Yet this consciousness of the Jade Immortal might be different. An 11th-layer Jade Immortal already counted as one of the top powerhouses in this part of the immortal realm. Examining the memories of this Jade Immortal's consciousness would be of great assistance to Lin Yuan. Several dozen breaths later, Lin Yuan had completely reviewed the memories of the Jade Immortal's consciousness. Immortal realm? Demon abyss? Lin Yuan looked thoughtful. In the memory of his original identity Gao Wuyo, there were many pieces of information about the demon abyss. The demons of the demon abyss were the existentially deadly enemies of all immortals. Any immortal encountering a demon must fight with all their might. And in the memories of the Jade Immortal consciousness, Lin Yuan gained even more specific knowledge about the demon abyss. The demon abyss, as the other face of the immortal realm, is the resting place of the ancestor of the demon abyss. The endless hordes of demons are but the manifestation of the demonic qi emitted by the resting ancestor of the demon abyss. The immortal realm and the demon abyss are constantly in conflict. Every few million to tens of millions of years, part of the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss will awaken. At that time, the demons deep within the demon abyss will crazily invade the immortal realm, and numerous golden immortals and even jade immortals will pour all their efforts into fighting these demons. The consciousness of the Jade Immortal was named Yunjinzi, who fell during the Great War between immortals and demons 9 million years ago. However, for powerhouses at the level of a Jade Immortal, survival and resurrection strategies had already been prepared during their lifetime. The reviving consciousness within the purple jade slip was one such method. Once touched, the consciousness inside would be activated and then seize the being that touched the jade slip. Yunjinzi, wishing for an easier path of cultivation after his resurrection, had thoughtfully prepared many resources from low to high, just waiting to successfully possess a body and quickly regain his peak condition. Unfortunately, Yunjinzi chose the wrong person. The most dreadful thing about demons is not their strength but their contamination. Lin Yuan's expression slightly hardened, realizing that even as a Jade Immortal, fighting a demon of similar level bore the risk of contamination. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 897 The Struggle Between Immortals and Demons. Subscribe please. _2 The contamination here refers to memory pollution, spiritual contamination. In fact, Yunjinzi had prepared far more than just the method of resurrection such as the purple jade slip. He also created numerous life pools and life stones. The moment his true body fell, his consciousness would resurrect upon the life pools and life stones. However, The consciousness that resurrected in sync was all tainted with the contamination carried by the magical creatures. Only this purple jade slip, isolating the inside from the outside, blocking memories, severing cause and effect, and even unable to resurrect on its own, managing to barely avoid the pollution by relying on an external force to trigger it. Ancestor of the demon abyss? Lin Yuan thought to himself. With his realm's perception, he had long sensed that 12th-layer existence deep in the demon abyss, but he didn't expect the other party to be so terrifying. The pollution of the demonic creatures probably poses no threat to me. Lin Yuan thought privately, the so-called pollution is not necessarily undefendable, but rather depends on whether one's own spiritual will is strong enough. Lin Yuan's mental consciousness is obviously strong enough. Let alone the pollution of demonic creatures, even the contamination from the ancestor of the demon abyss, Lin Yuan could easily withstand. Originally, I had planned to find a place to cultivate in seclusion, but now it seems there is no need for that. After sorting through Yun Zhenxi's memories, Lin Yuan was quickly pondering. Yun Zhenxi, as a jade immortal, had many properties and cave dwellings in the various immortal cities of the 33 celestial regions. The nearest Kangwu immortal city even has an grade fortification dwelling. An grade fortification dwelling, being the top-tier dwelling in Kangwu immortal city, is not only secure but also exhibits significant fluctuations of the laws, which greatly benefits law comprehension. Now Lin Yuan, holding the jade immortal consciousness of Yun Zhenxi, is equivalent to Yun Zhenxi himself. He could take over that grade fortification dwelling whenever he wishes. As for whether the grade fortification dwelling would be reclaimed after Yun Zhenxi's fall, in fact, every cave dwelling in the immortal cities belongs to the immortal city. Even Yun Zhenxi, the buyer, only had the right of ownership for 10 billion years. After 10 billion years, the dwelling would be reclaimed. As for Yun Zhenxi's purchase of the grade dwelling, not even 20 million years had passed, far from the 10 billion year reclamation period. The major immortal cities of the 33 celestial regions are under the jurisdiction of the ancestral master. Their authority is unquestionable, and there will not be a case of early reclamation of dwellings. After all, beings capable of purchasing grade dwellings are at least top-tier golden immortals, and most of them are outright jade immortals. Reclaiming the dwellings of such powerful beings prematurely poses great risks. Other golden immortals and jade immortals are watching. If you reclaim a certain top-tier golden immortal's dwelling today, will my dwelling be reclaimed tomorrow? Kangwu Immortal City? Lin Yuan's gaze looked distantly in a certain direction. It was the location of Kangwu Immortal City, one of the 15 great immortal cities in the Xiantian Immortal Domain, a place the original Gao Wuyo could only dream of living. Not only is Kangwu Immortal City safe, unlike being outside where one could encounter magical creatures at any time, but the cultivation environment is even more generous. Even if it's not a dwelling, just on the streets of Kangwu Immortal City, one would feel sufficiently rich fluctuations of the law. Unfortunately, unless one has a fixed dwelling in Kangwu Immortal City, one would incur a certain fee for each day spent there. 1 or 2 years might not matter, but as immortals, a single session of secluded cultivation could last thousands to tens of thousands of years, which makes Transcendence Tribulation Stage cultivators dare not reside in Kangwu Immortal City permanently. And to purchase a dwelling? That's an even more considerable expense. Even the lowest D-grade dwelling is far more than what a Transcendence Tribulation Stage cultivator can afford. Originally, Yun Zhenxi had a hard time purchasing the grade dwelling in Kangwu Immortal City. Yun Zhenxi's strength, even among jade immortals, was considered powerful. Had he not been besieged and killed by over a dozen magical creatures of the same layer, he would not have fallen. Even so, in the resurrection methods left by Yun Zhenxi, he withstood the contamination from the magical creatures, a pity that he encountered an unreasonable existence like Lin Yuan, otherwise he would have probably resurrected successfully by now. First, let's refine out the primordial spirit, then have the primordial spirit go to Kangwu Immortal City to see if it can take over that grade dwelling. Lin Yuan made up his mind. The benefits of an grade dwelling for comprehending the laws were deeply etched in Yun Zhenxi's memory, otherwise, he would not have spent a large sum of money to purchase it. And Lin Yuan's time in the immortal realm is limited, so he naturally wants to choose the best cultivation environment, so that he can leave more time to prepare for the ultimate challenge. Time passes by. In the blink of an eye, more than half a month had gone by. Tai Yin and Tai Yang emerge. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, and two ethereal figures materialized from formlessness, slowly stepping out from within his body. It was Lin Yuan's Tai Yin and Tai Yang primordial spirit. During this time, Lin Yuan forcibly transformed the immortal path foundation of his original body into a martial Tao foundation, directly condensing two major primordial spirits. Once the two primordial spirits were formed, things became much more convenient for Lin Yuan, and he wouldn't have to take care of everything personally. Although with Lin Yuan's mental willpower, he could easily condense an incarnation. An incarnation is different from a primordial spirit avatar. It is easily discerned by others. You take Yun Zhenxi's Jade Immortal Consciousness and head to Kengwu Immortal City. Lin Yuan looked at the Taiyang Divine Spirit and commanded. The reason for sending the Taiyang Divine Spirit to Kengwu Immortal City was to be cautious. After all, Yun Zhenxi has perished nearly 10 million years ago. Who knows if the cave mansion left behind still exists, and even if it does, whether there would be any unforeseen incidents when taking over. Of course, the probability of such things happening is very small. The credibility of Immortal City is beyond doubt, and they face not only the Jade Immortal like Yun Zhenxi. Always assuming the worst is never wrong. If the Taiyang Divine Spirit went to Kengwu Immortal City and an extreme situation occurred, Lin Yuan would only lose a primordial spirit. If everything goes smoothly, the Taiyang Divine Spirit would take over that Grade A cave mansion, and the significant fluctuations of the cave mansion's rules would also be perceived by the true body. Therefore, sending a primordial spirit to Kengwu Immortal City is the most cautious approach. It's nothing if it fails, but if it succeeds, a Grade A cave mansion that can accelerate cultivation will be obtained. Swoosh! Under Lin Yuan's gaze, the Taiyang Divine Spirit quietly disappeared into the distance. CTH Nefire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Kengwu Immortal City is over there? In the high sky, Lin Yuan's Taiyang Divine Spirit continuously traversed the void towards Kengwu Immortal City. With Lin Yuan's understanding and perception of the space-time rule, what would take his true identity, Gao Wuyo, several years or even decades to reach, only took a few dozen breaths of time for the Kengwu Immortal body to appear within Lin Yuan's field of vision. Is that Kengwu Immortal City? Lin Yuan stopped traversing the void, looking at the endlessly grand Immortal City from afar. This Immortal City seemed like a vast world, with walls billions and trillions of miles high, filled with an ancient and mysterious aura that even a Jade Immortal would show sufficient awe when facing the Immortal City. It is said that each of the 33 Immortal Domain cities was established by the ancestral master. Out of pity for all beings, he connected each immortal city with the primordial lands of the immortal realm. Hence, as long as one is in the immortal city, they can feel the intense fluctuations of the laws. Lin Yuan thought to himself. This is also why countless immortals yearn to live in the immortal city, as the benefits for cultivation are truly immense. Let's go in. Lin Yuan flew towards Kengwu Immortal City, quickly arriving outside the east gate. Rules fluctuation. Lin Yuan smoothly entered Kengwu Immortal City and immediately felt a different set of rule fluctuations compared to the outside. These rule fluctuations are comparable to some of the cultivation sanctuary's secrets within the main universe. Some surprise flashed in Lin Yuan's heart. And this was only the outer city of Kengwu Immortal City. If it was the inner city or even the cave mansion area, the displayed fluctuations of a Grade A cave mansion would only become more significant. However, the entire Immortal City is enveloped in countless killing formations, which, once activated, not even Yun Zhenxi at his peak could withstand. Lin Yuan also sensed the omnipresent flow of Kengwu Immortal City's infinite formations. Let's first head to the cave mansion area of the Immortal City. Lin Yuan reined in his thoughts and didn't dwell on it any longer. No matter how numerous the killing formations within the Immortal City were, they posed no threat to him. It was just a primordial spirit after all, not carrying any resources or treasures. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 898 500 Years of History. Please subscribe. Kengwu Immortal City. Outside the cave mansion area, there is a palace situated. The palace is called Flying Immortal Hall, which is the place dedicated to the sale and purchase of cave dwellings in Kengwu Immortal City. Moreover, every million years, the owners of the cave dwellings must return to this palace to replace the jade token used for entering and exiting their cave dwellings. This is done to confirm the identity of the immortals residing in the cave dwellings. The cultivation environment within the Immortal City's cave dwellings is extremely beneficial, so after many owners pass away, their cave-dwelling jade tokens often fall into the hands of others. With the jade token, those who are not the cave-dwelling owners can also enter and cultivate. The replacement of the jade token every million years is therefore meant to re-verify the identity of the current residents of the cave dwellings. Flying Immortal Hall is divided into 4 layers, occupying a vast area. At the entrance of the first layer, a large number of immortals in the Mahayana realm come and go. This level corresponds to the Ding-grade cave dwellings. Generally, immortals in the Mahayana realm can bite the bullet and purchase them. The entrance to the second layer of the palace sees very few immortals entering and exiting. This level corresponds to the Bing-grade cave dwellings. Basically, only a handful of immortals at the pinnacle of Mahayana, or simply golden immortals, have the capability to purchase them. And a golden immortal, already able to dominate a region, even within the Immortal City, holds a certain status. As for the entrances of the third and fourth layers, they are utterly silent. The third layer corresponds to the Jia-grade cave dwellings, which only relatively powerful golden immortals have the resources to purchase. And the fourth layer corresponds to the topmost A-grade cave dwellings. These are the cave dwellings with the highest regulations in Kengwu Immortal City, and only Jade Immortals have the foundation to purchase them. Even among the top-tier Golden Immortals, those who can become masters of such dwellings are fewer than the Jade Immortals. Lin Yuan glanced and headed straight to the fourth layer of Flying Immortal Hall. The fourth layer is spacious and vast, and as Lin Yuan enters, 2 charming immortal women came up to meet him. "Greetings, Immortal Monarch." The 2 immortal women spoke respectfully. Although the fourth layer of Flying Immortal Hall does not restrict entry or exit, those immortals who dare to come here certainly have enough confidence. "My cave-dwelling jade token is lost. I've come to apply for a replacement," Lin Yuan said in a calm tone. Of course, the jade token for entering and exiting the A-grade cave dwelling of Kengwu Immortal City had fallen into the hands of demons with Yun Zhenxi's death. However, the cave dwellings of each great immortal city are bound to the identity of the corresponding immortal, with sole true spirit essence as the specific confirmation method. Even if the jade token is lost, it's still possible to obtain a replacement with the corresponding sole true spirit essence. "Please state your cave-dwelling sequence, Immortal Monarch." The immortal woman was shocked, her attitude becoming even more respectful. "Going to the fourth layer of Flying Immortal Hall to apply for a replacement token? Doesn't that mean the cave dwelling corresponding to the lost jade token is an A-grade dwelling? In other words, does this young immortal monarch in front of her not come to inquire about purchasing an A-grade cave dwelling, but already possesses one? See Tich Novel Fire. Any *T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Kengwu A365437. Lin Yuan directly stated the cave-dwelling sequence. Even for Yun Zhenxi, this was one of the very few top-tier cave dwellings. "Immortal Monarch, please wait a moment." The immortal woman quickly checked, within Flying Immortal Hall, where the detailed information of all cave dwellings is recorded. "Immortal Monarch, please infuse your sole true spirit essence into this marrow stone." The immortal woman on the right took out a gray stone and respectfully said. The gray stone, known as the marrow stone, is specially used for replicating and recording the essence of a soul's true spirit. When Yun Jinzi purchased the A-grade cave dwelling, he imprinted his soul true spirit essence within it. In order to apply for a replacement of the cave-dwelling jade token, Lin Yuan must match the same soul true spirit essence with the essence inside the marrow stone. Humming sounds echoed. With a thought from Lin Yuan, a wisp of Yun Zhenxi's jade immortal consciousness soul true spirit essence merged into the marrow stone. After a while, the immortal woman holding the marrow stone spoke respectfully, "The conditions for reissuing are met. Please wait a moment, immortal monarch." After speaking, the immortal woman respectfully stepped back and returned shortly after. "This is your cave-dwelling jade token." The immortal woman presented a white jade token, offering it to Lin Yuan with utmost respect. Lin Yuan nodded, took the jade token, and turned to leave the flying immortal hall. After leaving the flying immortal hall, Lin Yuan directly entered the cave mansion area. Kangwu Immortal City's cave mansion area is shrouded with many lethal formations. Any immortal who does not meet the criteria and dares to break in will be slain by the killing formations immediately. Lin Yuan, holding the cave-dwelling jade token, naturally has the qualifications to enter the cave mansion area. Flying Immortal Hall. A mysterious space on a certain floor. A middle-aged man is meditating with his eyes closed. He is the hall master of the Flying Immortal Hall, one of the giants of Kangwu Immortal City. The middle-aged man seemed to sense something. His eyes swiftly opened. Kangwu A365437's cave-dwelling jade token has been successfully reissued? Hall master. A figure materialized beside him, nodding and speaking. Just now, someone has entered this Grade A cave mansion. Every Grade A cave mansion in Kangwu Immortal City was well known and had a specific owner, either belonging to a Jade Immortal or those top-tier golden immortals with great hopes of stepping into the Jade Immortal realm. If my memory serves me right, this Grade A cave mansion has been silent for nearly 10 million years? The hall master of the Flying Immortal Hall showed a contemplative expression on his face. The owner of this Grade A cave mansion was Yun Jinzi. As the hall master of the Flying Immortal Hall, he had the privilege to check the information of each mansion. Yun Jinzi? Rumored to have perished in the last great war between immortals and demons, who would have thought he was still alive? Hearing this, the figure beside him could not help but exclaim in astonishment. Among the many Jade Immortals, Yun Jinzi had a significant reputation. If not for the besieging by more than a dozen demonic creatures, with Yun Zhenxi's strength, even if he could not win, he would have been able to retreat with his whole body. It seems that the corruption from those demonic creatures in the demon abyss did not lead to Yun Zhenxi's complete demise. The hall master of the Flying Immortal Hall nodded slightly. He quickly inferred what had happened. Almost 10 million years ago, Yun Zhenxi's true body perished at the hands of numerous demonic creatures, and the subsequent corruption had erased most of his means for revival. Yet, with Yun Zhenxi's capabilities, there remained one or two deeply hidden revival techniques that resisted the corruption. After nearly 10 million years, these one or two revival techniques met the conditions for revival, enabling Yun Zhenxi's successful return. Such incidents were not uncommon among the many Jade Immortals. How could one who has cultivated to the level of a Jade Immortal die so easily? They all had multiple backup plans. The hall master of the Flying Immortal Hall had no particular thoughts about those Jade Immortals returning from revival, nor would he do anything about it. As a giant of the Immortal City, the hall master's status towered above the vast majority of Jade Immortals, and naturally he paid no heed to Yun Zhenxi's wealth. Yun Zhenxi's survival is also a good thing, as the great war between immortals and demons will soon begin anew, with a clear increase in the number of demonic lords recently. If Yun Jinzi can recover all his strength before the war, he could indeed alleviate some pressure from the Immortal City. The hall master of the Flying Immortal Hall murmured softly to himself. The great war between immortals and demons was undoubtedly the cruelest battle in the immortal realm. For most immortals, it was no different from a slaughterhouse. Jade Immortals still possessed the capability for revival. But those golden immortals and even lower ranks could hardly withstand the corruption from demonic creatures. Once dead, they were truly dead. The revival techniques of golden immortals seldom could resist the corruption of demons. Every great war caused the fall of innumerable immortals, and many jade immortals would disappear as a result. Assuming Yun Zhenxi's identity to take over the Grade A cave mansion is unlikely to fool the upper echelons of the immortal city. Lin Yuan knew all the memories of Yun Zhenxi and was aware that the information about the owner of the mansion wasn't a secret to the higher-ups of the Kangwu immortal city. But what of it? I am Yun Zhenxi now. Lin Yuan remained unconcerned, grasping Yun Zhenxi's fragment of the jade immortal consciousness, virtually holding Yun Zhenxi hostage. Who could question his identity, given his insight into all the latter's memories? Yun Zhenxi, being a jade immortal, could hardly be suppressed by a peer-level jade immortal, even in his weakened state. Those capable of suppressing Yun Zhenxi to the level of a jade immortal would not deign to impersonate Yun Zhenxi. With Lin Yuan's current methods, unless the ancestral master intervened, outsiders would not be able to see through him. And the ancestral master? Such a lofty existence, so high above, how could they possibly care about the affairs of a jade immortal? Even if the ancestral master truly paid attention, Lin Yuan would simply discard this Taiyang divine spirit body without much loss. Using the cave-dwelling jade token, Lin Yuan quickly entered the Grade A cave mansion. This was a vast expanse of land, nearly 1,000,000 miles in size, filled with immortal qi so dense it was nearly tangible. Ordinary mortals living in such an environment would, even without practice, eventually transform their fleshly bodies into those of immortals over time. Lin Yuan was not particularly interested in the swirling immortal qi. The so-called immortal qi was but one form of energy, and after obtaining the numerous resources prepared by Yun Zhenxi, Lin Yuan did not lack energy input for the short term. Thunderous rumbles. Lin Yuan appeared in the center of the mansion, looking up at the sky. There, a giant irregular fissure vaguely existed, where intense rule fluctuations visible to the naked eye emanated from the fissure. This crack must be the connection to the origin of the immortal realm, opened by the ancestral master. Lin Yuan's thoughts ebbed and flowed, recognizing that even at his peak, he could not tear apart this fissure. The primordial lands of the main universe were unreachable even for a 12th-layer ultimate being. Because the main universe was too powerful, and a 12th-layer ultimate being could not approach the primordial lands. And the immortal realm? Although it was close to the main universe, it was only close. A 12th-layer ultimate being exerting full force could still forcibly create a passage from the primordial lands to the outside world. Among the many mansions within Kangwu Immortal City, only a Grade A mansion could directly face the irregular fissure and experience the fluctuation of the rules from the origin power at close range. As for the Grade B and Grade C mansions, they could only indirectly sense the rule fluctuations emanating from the irregular fissure. The cultivation environment here is better than in the main universe, at least when it comes to the clarity and visibility of understanding the rules. Lin Yuan's spirit was slightly stirred. Although the immortal realm could not match the main universe, in this moment, it opened almost completely to Lin Yuan, and in terms of understanding rules, the main universe naturally could not compare to the immortal realm. Given such an environment, I cannot guarantee mastery of the chaos rule, but the seventh realm of space and time? The time it takes to comprehend it should be much shorter than in the main universe. Lin Yuan was very confident. Let's start cultivating now. Lin Yuan sat down cross-legged without delay, beginning to sense the rule fluctuations revealed from the irregular fissure above the sky. Time for cultivation flowed like water, and before he knew it, 500 years had passed. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 899 Widespread Fame. Please subscribe. Deep and constantly exuding gray misty airflows, an irregular crack silently spans across the sky. Even after observing and comprehending for 500 years, Lin Yuan was still somewhat obsessed. The rule fluctuations that manifested from the depths of the crack were extremely obscure, yet they allowed him to constantly gain insights. 500 years have passed. I've devoted half of my energy to comprehending the spatiotemporal fusion rule, and now I have finally reached the pinnacle of the sixth realm. Lin Yuan felt emotional. Without this great cave dwelling, it would have taken me 5 to 10 times longer to reach the pinnacle of the sixth realm. Before his 11th traversal, Lin Yuan's comprehension of time and space was at the mid-stage of the sixth realm, followed by the late stage of the sixth realm and the pinnacle of the sixth realm. Lin Yuan was confident that within 2 to 5,000 years, reaching the pinnacle of the sixth realm was unprecedented. Those at the 12th layer in the main universe spent billions of years and still found it difficult to advance further in the spatiotemporal fusion rule, even from the mid to the late stage. And this was based on the premise that they existed at the edge of the river of time, at the essence of life. Lin Yuan was fundamentally an 11th tier being. Without against heaven's understanding, he probably couldn't even step through the doors of the sixth realm. But now, having spent only 500 years, he completed the journey that could take 2 to 5,000 years in the main universe, which uplifted Lin Yuan's spirits. This time through the traversal, Lin Yuan had only a little over 2,000 years of stay. It would be somewhat wasteful if he could only elevate his understanding of space-time to the pinnacle of the sixth realm. The seventh realm of time and space. Lin Yuan fell into contemplation. After reaching the pinnacle of the sixth realm, the only path before him was the seventh realm. According to the information left by the Xianhuang and the Moyu Tower Master, understanding the seventh realm of space and time required at least the pinnacle of path-opening stage. Here it says, at least. Many who are at the pinnacle of the path-opening stage still remain at the pinnacle of the sixth realm in their comprehension of the spatiotemporal fusion rule. If I can reach the seventh realm, in the field of spatiotemporal fusion rule, I can completely surpass those 12th tier ultimates of the main universe. Even if I am still at the 11th tier, I can easily protect myself. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Search * the novel of Ire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Just like in the Xianhuang secret realm, which itself is not of a high level, those strongest 11th tier figures wielding clan suppression weapons can easily break through the secret realm if they are within it. But the Xianhuang secret realm, merged into the deepest part of space-time of the main universe, the power of 12th tier ultimates can easily destroy the Xianhuang secret realm, but unfortunately, they cannot lock onto its exact location. Unable to find the coordinates of the Xianhuang secret realm, strong as the 12th tier ultimates are, they can do nothing unless they possess the power to destroy the entire universe. Otherwise, they can only watch helplessly as the Xianhuang secret realm opens and closes repeatedly. If Lin Yuan could comprehend the seventh realm of time and space, it would be the same. Perhaps in absolute power, he is still far inferior to those 12th tier ultimates. But with the comprehension of the seventh realm of space-time, Lin Yuan can easily make it so that those 12th tier ultimates cannot find his true form. I can feel that, to step from the pinnacle of the sixth realm into the seventh realm, I need to overcome many bottlenecks and shackles. Lin Yuan looked thoughtful. There is still 1,500 years of residence time, there's no need to rush. Lin Yuan collected his thoughts. Unfortunately, so far, there is still no direction in the chaos rule. Over the past 500 years, Lin Yuan devoted the other half of his spirit and energy to other aspects, such as perfecting the 11th tier of martial Tao, understanding many pillar-level fusion rules, exploring the chaos rule, and so on. The origin of the immortal realm. Lin Yuan looked again at the irregular crack above the sky. But this time Lin Yuan observed not just the rule fluctuations emanating from it, but the irregular crack itself. The irregular crack is connected to the origin of the immortal realm, hence the significant rule fluctuations manifested. Other Jade Immortals, when contemplating the irregular crack, will only feel the oppressive force of heaven and earth leaking from inside, daring not to harbor other thoughts, nor being able to. The origin of the immortal realm, even forcefully penetrated by the ancestor of the immortal path to establish a channel, the contemplating Jade Immortals cannot deeply feel anything. But Lin Yuan is different. With his understanding of the spatiotemporal fusion rule reaching the pinnacle of the sixth realm, Lin Yuan's gaze has vaguely transcended the irregular crack, peering towards the vast primordial lands at the deepest part of the immortal realm. Just by contemplating the rule fluctuations emanating from the origin land, it has greatly benefited my understanding of the rules. If I could directly enter the origin land to cultivate and comprehend, then Lin Yuan was suddenly moved. Any world's origin land is the absolute core, where one can observe the most fundamental aspects of a world. The level of the immortal realm barely coincides with the main universe. If he could observe the most fundamental aspects of the immortal realm, it would definitely bring unimaginable benefits to the understanding of many rules. But the origin land of the immortal realm has long been occupied by the ancestor of the immortal path. Lin Yuan looked far and deep, sensing the presence of the ancestor of the immortal path right in the origin land. The ancestor of the immortal path being able to establish a channel to the outside world naturally means he can enter the origin land. Given the rich cultivation environment of the origin land, the ancestor of the immortal path, if not a fool, would definitely reside there permanently. Lin Yuan's current strength could forcibly enter the origin land, but would definitely be detected by the ancestor of the immortal path. In that case, Lin Yuan would be exposed under the gaze of the ancestor of the immortal path. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 900 Widespread Fame. Please subscribe. _2 After 500 years, Lin Yuan had greatly improved in all aspects of strength, but was still unable to contend with a 12th-layer ultimate being. Especially given that the body he had upon arriving in the immortal realm paled in comparison to the one meticulously crafted in the main universe. As long as I can comprehend the seventh realm of time and space, even under the watchful eye of the ancestral master, I won't be discovered, let alone when entering the primordial lands? Lin Yuan thought to himself. The seventh realm of time and space would at the very least ensure that Lin Yuan remains undefeated in the path-splitting realm. The power of the ancestor of the immortal path is indeed of 12th-layer ultimate, but definitely would not exceed the scope of the path-splitting realm. Martial Tao's first-tier chapter is mostly perfected. Words appeared before Lin Yuan, precisely the details of Martial Tao's first-tier chapter. Perfecting Martial Tao's first-tier chapter is not only about helping Lin Yuan establish an evolution pathway for Martial Tao to spread externally, but is also a repeated review and affirmation of his own path. Only with a thorough understanding and mastery of oneself can one continue to advance. With a solid foundation, the future is boundlessly promising. Now, I can send out avatars to spread the evolution pathway of Martial Tao on a small scale. Lin Yuan thought to himself. The vast and boundless immortal realm, with countless living beings, is not a place Lin Yuan would neglect as a ground for propagation. As for whether he would be detected by the ancestor of the immortal path, Lin Yuan is only spreading on a small scale. In fact, in the vast immortal realm, there are also other cultivation systems besides the immortal cultivation system, but they are far from being comparable to the mainstream immortal path. As long as the evolution pathway of Martial Tao doesn't appear too distinctive and eye-catching, let alone attracting the attention of the ancestral master, even the Jade Immortals wouldn't pay heed. After a moment of contemplation, Lin Yuan left an avatar to continue comprehending the irregular fissures that connect to the primordial lands, while his true form disappeared on the spot. The Grade A cave dwelling, as the top cultivation dwelling in Kangwu Immortal City, is divided into many areas, and the place Lin Yuan usually secludes himself to comprehend the irregular fissures is merely his cultivation area. Apart from the cultivation area, there are many other zones, such as the visitor area, rest area, and so on. Lin Yuan's form appeared out of thin air on the Grand Hall's throne. Master! A figure below immediately bowed deeply with utmost respect towards Lin Yuan. This figure was none other than Yun Jinzi, the consciousness within the purple jade slip that the original Gao Wuyo acquired as a chance of becoming a jade immortal. Yun Jinzi perished in a great war between immortals and demons nearly 10 million years ago, leaving behind a method for resurrection, which was activated when Lin Yuan inspected the jade slip, with the intention of seizing Lin Yuan's body. The outcome was obviously clear. Yun Jinzi was easily suppressed by Lin Yuan, who then borrowed his identity to take over this grade A cave dwelling. As Lin Yuan needed to constantly maintain the identity of Yun Jinzi, he did not eradicate Yun Zhenxi's consciousness completely. Instead, it was repurposed, helping Yun Jinzi reconstruct his body and serving him. Yun Jinzi was originally an experienced jade immortal. With Lin Yuan holding his life in his hands, the only way he could continue to live was to obey Lin Yuan's commands without question. Over the past 500 years, Lin Yuan spent most of his time in seclusion. During this period, all other trivial matters were handled by Yun Jinzi. For example, purchasing various cultivation resources. The resources Yun Jinzi prepared for his own cultivation had been exhausted by Lin Yuan more than 400 years ago. To continue obtaining resources for cultivation, one must trade and purchase from the outside world, which of course Lin Yuan was too lazy to do, all being handled by Yun Jinzi. What has happened during this time? Lin Yuan asked casually. Among the many tasks assigned to Yun Jinzi was to keep track of significant events that occurred in the immortal realm. Master, Yun Jinzi immediately reported the numerous pieces of intelligence he had gathered. The manifestations of the demon abyss have become more frequent. It seems a new war between immortals and demons is about to begin, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Every few million or tens of millions of years, the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss would partially awaken, causing the demons deep within the demon abyss to stir restlessly, invading the immortal realm indiscriminately. This was the origin of the great wars between immortals and demons. That must be it. Kangwu Immortal City and other immortal cities as well as some powers are all making preparations for the war between immortals and demons, Yun Jinzi said in a low voice. He himself had fallen in the last great war between immortals and demons, and thus paid great attention to such wars that affected the entire immortal realm. With each war between immortals and demons, countless immortals perished, and even jade immortals are not spared. If someone as powerful as Yun Jinzi could fall, it goes without saying for those ordinary jade immortals. Master, a few days ago, representatives from the Nine Dragons Commerce Association requested to see you, hoping that you could refine a batch of 9 Revolutions golden pills for them, said Yun Jinzi. 9 Revolutions golden pills. Lin Yuan stroked his chin. The 9 Revolutions golden pill is a peerless life-saving immortal pill. For those at the golden immortal level, no matter the injury, as long as the true spirit still exists, consuming 9 Revolutions golden pill can lead to instantaneous healing. Even jade immortals, upon consuming a 9 Revolutions golden pill, can heal most injuries. For any force, the 9 Revolutions golden pill is a strategic immortal pill, especially on the eve of the looming immortal demon war. It is of paramount importance. After 500 years of secluded cultivation, Lin Yuan consumed an untold number of cultivation resources. And where did these cultivation resources come from? Looting? The amount of cultivation resources Lin Yuan needed was enormous. Relying on looting? Once or twice might not pose a problem. But if done frequently, it would inevitably induce panic among all the jade immortals and consequently attract the attention of the ancestor of the immortal path. Before possessing the strength to fearlessly face obstructions, Lin Yuan wouldn't engage in such high-profile activities. Therefore, the way to obtain resources was through trading with other jade immortals or forces. Within the immortal realm, immortal pills are undoubtedly the hard currency, from the common folks to the jade immortals. Whether for cultivation or other uses, all are inseparable from immortal pills. Furthermore, since Yun Jinzi himself was quite skilled in the alchemy technique, Lin Yuan dedicated time to learn the art of alchemy. Sia the Nefire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The essence of the alchemy technique is the control over various subtle medicinal forces, And with Lin Yuan's mind and will reaching into the 12th layer, he was virtually a born alchemy master. Additionally, with his against heaven's understanding, after merely studying for a few days, Lin Yuan's alchemy prowess had already surpassed Yun Jinzi, the alchemy master. Therefore, when not cultivating, Lin Yuan had Yun Jinzi sell some of the immortal pills he had refined. With Lin Yuan's mental control over subtle medicinal forces, both the quality and success rate of the pills were incredibly high. It was by continuously refining and selling immortal pills that Lin Yuan supported his tremendous consumption of resources over 500 years of cultivation. For Lin Yuan, refining a rare immortal pill could almost result in a profit tens or hundreds of times the cost. This was far more efficient than looting or plundering. And there was no risk at all. Over the centuries, most of Lin Yuan's immortal pills were sold covertly. Only a few dozen times were they sold openly, and even so, they built Lin Yuan's reputation as an alchemy master. Refine a batch of 9 revolutions golden pills? How much is the 9 Dragons Commerce Association willing to pay? Lin Yuan asked with interest. As a strategic pill with high difficulty in refinement and several exceedingly rare main ingredients required, none of that is Lin Yuan's concern. Since the 9 Dragons Commerce Association planned to have Lin Yuan refine a batch of 9 revolutions immortal pills, they would have surely prepared the materials. As for the difficulty of refinement, it was trivial for Lin Yuan. What mattered was whether the 9 Dragons Commerce Association could afford the price. The Jade Immortal from the 9 Dragons Commerce Association wishes to discuss the compensation with the master personally, said Yun Jinzi immediately. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association, being a Jade Immortal level force with 9 Jade Immortals of the Dragon Clan at its helm, is quite famous across the 33 immortal domains. All right, let him come to see me, Lin Yuan nodded and said. Yes. Yun Jinzi immediately began to arrange a meeting with the Jade Immortal from the 9 Dragons Commerce Association. In no time at all, an imposing man wearing a golden scale robe and with blue horns on his forehead appeared outside the cave dwelling. Greetings to Master Yun Jinzi, said the Jade Immortal from the 9 Dragons Commerce Association, quite politely. Although in recent centuries, Lin Yuan's public sales of immortal pills have been few and far between. However, every single pill sold has been of high quality, and the outside world believes that Yun Jinzi has the ability to refine 9 revolutions golden pills. Azure Dragon Sect Master, Lin Yuan said. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association has 9 Dragon Clan Jade Immortal Sect Masters, and the one standing before him is the Azure Dragon Sect Master. Among the 9 Jade Immortal Sect Masters, Azure Dragon Sect Master's strength could rank within the top 3, and his actions externally are extremely domineering. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 901 Trading, please subscribe. The sect master wants me to refine a batch of 9 revolutions golden pills. What remuneration does he plan to offer? Lin Yuan asked directly, without beating around the bush. The Azure Dragon Sect Master is surprised that Master Yun Jinzi is not asking first about the specific number of 9 revolutions golden pills to be refined. The Azure Dragon Sect Master slightly startled. I prefer to ask about the remuneration first, that way I am motivated to refine the medicine. Lin Yuan said with a smile. In fact, as long as the Azure Dragon Sect Master could gather the materials for the 9 revolutions golden pills, Lin Yuan could refine any number of them. That's the case. Our association intends to hire Master Yun Jinzi to refine 29 revolutions golden pills. As for the remuneration, how about 1 million top-grade immortal crystals? The Azure Dragon Sect Master pondered for a moment before speaking. 1 million top-grade immortal crystals was a colossal amount, equivalent to 10 times the wealth of an ordinary Jade Immortal. 500 years ago, Lin Yuan obtained the many resources prepared by Yun Jinzi for his revival, which together amounted to at most 100,000 top-grade immortal crystals. 1 million top-grade immortal crystals? Lin Yuan took an extra look at the Azure Dragon sect master. It seems the sect master doesn't have much sincerity. If this were tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years ago, refining 29 revolutions golden pills for a remuneration of 1 million top-grade immortal crystals would indeed be a fair price. But now, the celestial demon war was about to start, and the value of various resources such as immortal pills was skyrocketing, especially strategic immortal pills like the 9 revolutions golden pill. How much does Master Yun Jinzi intend to ask for? The Azure Dragon sect master asked. 10 million top-grade immortal crystals. Lin Yuan said outright. 10 million? The Azure Dragon sect master's expression soured. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association was big and wealthy enough to afford 10 million top-grade immortal crystals, but for the remuneration for refining 9 revolutions golden pills? Or, the 9 Dragons Commerce Association could give me a piece of celestial source, which could also offset the remuneration for this batch of 9 revolutions golden pills. Lin Yuan suddenly said. Celestial source, coming from the origin of the immortal realm, was said to be greatly beneficial for the comprehension of laws. However, only the ancestor of the immortal path and disciples under the ancestral master were allowed into the primordial lands, and celestial source was extremely scarce outside of those lands. For the past 500 years, whether overtly or covertly, Lin Yuan had not obtained even a single piece of celestial source. This was a good opportunity while helping the 9 Dragons Commerce Association refine the 9 Revolutions Immortal Pill, to see if he could secure a piece. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association had significant influence in the 33 immortal domains. They should possess the means to acquire celestial source. A piece of celestial source? The Azure Dragon sect master said, Master Yun Jinzi should be aware of the value of celestial source. It's too scarce, impossible to measure with immortal crystals. The 9 revolutions golden pills I refine should be worth a piece of celestial source. Lin Yuan spoke up. I can't give celestial source, said the Azure Dragon sect master as he stood up. It seems we cannot cooperate with Master Yun Jinzi. The 9 Dragons Commerce Association could offer celestial source, but the Azure Dragon sect master did not think the remuneration for Yun Jinzi's batch of 9 revolutions golden pills was worth it. It doesn't matter. We may cooperate in the future. Lin Yuan watched the Azure Dragon sect master leave. In another cave mansion in Kangwu Immortal City, the figure of the Azure Dragon sect master appeared. How is it? How did the negotiation with Master Yun Jinzi go? A white-haired elder beside him asked. He was also a Jade Immortal, the one who introduced Yun Jinzi to the Azure Dragon sect master. It didn't work out, the Azure Dragon sect master frowned. That Yun Jinzi asked for 10 million immortal crystals, or a piece of celestial source. 10 million immortal crystals? The white-haired elder considered. It's indeed a bit high, but given the current situation, you also understand, the celestial demon war is approaching. It's normal for the remuneration for refining such immortal pills as 9 revolutions golden pills to increase. But 10 million immortal crystals is still too high. With those, I can completely hire those top-tier alchemy masters. The last time before the celestial demon war, Yun Jinzi's alchemy abilities were just SOSO, the Azure Dragon sect master said. In recent hundreds of years, he indeed refined a batch of fairly good quality immortal pills, but that's a recent thing. How can he compare with those top-tier alchemy masters? The medicinal pills refined by alchemy masters involve randomness, more a matter of luck and state. Perhaps he's in good form now, hence the quality of the immortal pills is also good, whereas those top-tier alchemy masters can maintain such form consistently. In the Azure Dragon sect master's view, Yun Jinzi is merely in good form recently. It's uncertain if he would be able to even form pills when refining 9 revolutions golden pills if his state worsens. Lin Yuan nodded. His attitude toward the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall was somewhat better than toward the Azure Dragon sect master of 9 Dragons Commerce Association. After all, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall is a magnate of Kangwu Immortal City, where Lin Yuan is now residing, He has to show some courtesy. Did you come to an agreement with the Azure Dragon Sect Master recently about cooperation? The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall asked. Before visiting Lin Yuan, the Azure Dragon Sect Master had made numerous inquiries about Master Yun Zhenxi's information. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall was also aware of it. No agreement was reached. Lin Yuan shook his head. Haha, the Azure Dragon Sect Master is a bossy person. I suppose he's unwilling to suffer a loss. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall chuckled. It's probably because he didn't look favorably upon me. Lin Yuan said. Given Master Yun Zhenxi's alchemy accomplishments, I can only say that the Azure Dragon Sect Master is short-sighted. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall smiled. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall pondered for a moment, then continued. Since Master Yun Zhenxi didn't reach an agreement with the Azure Dragon Sect Master, why not cooperate with us at Kengwu Immortal City instead? Cooperate with you? Lin Yuan glanced at the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall, unsurprised. SEA the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Given the status of the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall, coming here specially to visit him surely meant needing something. What do you need me to refine? Lin Yuan asked. Like the Azure Dragon Sect Master, it's a batch of 9 Revolutions golden pills. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall said. As a strategic immortal pill, not only is it incredibly important to the 9 Dragons Commerce Association, but also to Kengwu Immortal City as well. With the imminent war between immortals and demons approaching, Kengwu Immortal City is under tremendous pressure. At this moment, one more 9 Revolutions golden pill could potentially restore a Jade Immortal's full combat capabilities. How many 9 Revolutions golden pills? Lin Yuan asked. For now, we temporarily need 50 pills. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall stated. 50 pills, Lin Yuan pondered. What kind of compensation does the Hall Master intend to offer? The Azure Dragon Sect Master told me that Master Yun Zhenxi needs Immortal Source. Therefore, for 59 Revolutions golden pills, I'm willing to offer 3 portions of Immortal Source as compensation. 3 portions of Immortal Source? Lin Yuan was mildly surprised. The value of Immortal Source, as evident from the attitude of the Azure Dragon Sect Master, could be inferred. The Azure Dragon Sect Master never even considered trading Immortal Source with Lin Yuan. Even if their cooperation could go through, it would definitely be compensated with tens of millions of Immortal Crystals. Immortal Crystals can be earned. But Immortal Source is not always obtainable. Is the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall actively offering Immortal Source as compensation? Lin Yuan didn't believe that the Hall Master couldn't come up with tens of millions of top-grade Immortal Crystals. I am very confident in Master Yun Zhenxi's alchemy mastery, and our future cooperation will be plentiful. I just hope that Master will not refuse us in the future. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall spoke. Hearing these words, Lin Yuan immediately understood the Hall Master's intentions. The offering of 3 portions of Immortal Source wasn't just for this cooperation, but for potential future cooperation as well. Does the Hall Master hold me in such high regard? Lin Yuan said with a smile. I simply trust Master Yun Zhenxi. The Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall stated, if the Master agrees, I will apply for the Immortal Source. At most, it will be delivered in half a month. No problem. Lin Yuan nodded. With the Immortal Source being voluntarily offered, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't refuse. Somewhere within a mysterious space in Flying Immortal Hall, the Hall Master's form appeared, immediately beginning the application for the transfer of Immortal Source. Hall Master, you're using 3 portions of Immortal Source just for the compensation of Master Yun Zhenxi to refine 59 Revolutions golden pills? A shadowy figure emerged beside him, incredulously asking. Immortal Source is incredibly precious, and 3 portions of Immortal Source are almost impossible to buy even with 100 million top-grade Immortal Crystals. Mainly because there are no channels to purchase Immortal Source. Even with the impending war of immortals and demons, using 3 portions of immortal source to refine 59 revolutions golden pills was inconceivable. Even those top-tier alchemy masters would not dare ask for this price. Do you think Master Yunjinzi is just an ordinary alchemy master? The hall master of Flying Immortal Hall glanced at the shadow. Ah! The shadow expressed shock. If he's not an ordinary alchemy master, then what kind of alchemy master is he? You don't understand. The hall master of Flying Immortal Hall shook his head, using 3 portions of immortal source to secure Master Yunzenzi's future collaborations with our Kangwu Immortal City is in no way a losing deal. Forget it, you may leave. The hall master of Flying Immortal Hall said no more. Yes. With a heart full of questions, the shadow could only retreat. The hall master of Flying Immortal Hall sat alone, thinking. In the past 400 or 500 years, the quantity of high-quality immortal pills in Kangwu Immortal City has greatly increased. Even the top-tier alchemy masters would find it impossible to continuously refine so many high-quality immortal pills. And Yunjinzi moved into the city's cave mansion 500 years ago. The hall master of Flying Immortal Hall's gaze was profound. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 902 The Sixth Physical Body Divine Ability Inside the Great Cave Mansion. Master, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall requests you to refine 59 revolutions golden pills. And is willing to pay with 3 shares of immortal sources as compensation? Below, Yunjinzi asked cautiously. As the housekeeper of this cave mansion, he handled many trifling matters. Most things Lin Yuan would not keep from Yunjinzi. That's right. Lin Yuan nodded. His mood was quite pleasant. He had originally thought that it would be a while before he had any dealing with immortal sources, unreachable through conventional means. But the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, to actually take the initiative to use immortal sources as compensation? This indeed spared Lin Yuan a lot of trouble, at least there was no need for him to act personally. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, Yunjinzi thought for a moment and couldn't help saying, Master, it is said that the Azure Dragon Sect Master of the 9 Dragons Commerce Association is overbearing in his actions, but in truth, in terms of being overbearing, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall goes even further. In front of the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, not one of the 9 Jade Immortal Sect Masters of the 9 Dragons Commerce Association dares to act rashly. Having said this, Yunjinzi continued to ponder for a while before saying, this time, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, by half selling and half giving, brought out 3 shares of immortal sources as compensation. Master still needs to be a little careful. Logically speaking, refining 59 revolutions golden pills doesn't warrant compensation with 3 shares of immortal sources, especially when the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall personally comes to the door. But such an incident has occurred, which makes Yunjinzi faintly sense that something is not quite right. Be careful? Lin Yuan was calm in his heart. If you talk about 500 years ago, when his consciousness had just arrived in the immortal realm, facing the colossal Kangwu Immortal City, he needed to be cautious and prudent. But now, in front of Lin Yuan, almost the entire Kangwu Immortal City appeared as fragile as thin paper. Even if the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall were to scheme against Lin Yuan, it would be meaningless in front of absolute strength. Moreover, before the 3 shares of immortal sources arrived in his hands, Lin Yuan would not hand over the refined 9 revolutions golden pills. The initiative all lies with him. SAR the Novel Fire. Net * website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Not long after the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall left. Jade Immortals basically reside in the Great Cave Mansion area. They only need to approach the Immortal City within a certain range to directly enter the cave mansions with their cave-dwelling Jade tokens. At this very moment, A pressing force coming from between heaven and earth began to sweep down invisibly. Above the firmament, wisps of black tribulation clouds began to gather, with purple lightning rolling like dragons. What? What's that? Is that tribulation clouds? Is someone about to transcend the tribulation? It's not a person transcending tribulation, it's an immortal pill transcending tribulation. There's an alchemy master refining a 9 revolutions golden pill. Many immortals swiftly discussed, with a minority of experienced and knowledgeable immortals immediately recognizing the source of the tribulation clouds. There are subtle differences between the tribulation clouds condensed by immortals undergoing tribulation and those by immortal pills undergoing tribulation. And immortal pills undergoing tribulation? The most famous of them are 9 revolutions golden pills. This life-saving immortal pill, even powerful golden immortals and jade immortals, desire it immensely. 9 revolutions golden pill, exactly. I've seen a few alchemy masters refining 9 revolutions golden pills before, and many failed at the final heavenly tribulation. I wonder which alchemy master from our Kangwu immortal city is starting the pill furnace. One by one, the immortals watched carefully, witnessing an alchemy master refining a 9 revolutions golden pill, a rare scene not often observed, hoping they might gain some insights from it. 9 revolutions golden pill? Is it Yunjinzi who is refining the 9 revolutions golden pill? In another great cave mansion, the Azure Dragon sect master from the 9 Dragons Commerce Association also noticed the scent of tribulation clouds. For a jade immortal, it is easy to sense the targeted range of the tribulation clouds above the firmament, precisely over the great cave mansion where Yunjinzi is located. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. This batch of 9 revolutions golden pills refined by Master Yunjinzi is of very high quality, a level that many top-tier alchemy masters may not be able to achieve, the white-haired elder said as he gently inhaled the pill fragrance. Although he was not an alchemy master himself, he was still quite familiar with many immortal pills. The fleeting fragrance emitted by the 9 revolutions immortal pills upon their formation indicated the quality of the refining. Very high quality? The Azure Dragon sect master beside him fell silent. Despite his reluctance to believe it, he had come to a similar conclusion. Azure Dragon sect master, you should have agreed to Master Yun Zhenxi's conditions. A mere tens of millions of top-grade immortal crystals are nothing. If the 29 revolutions golden pills that are refined are all of this quality, it will definitely be a huge profit, the white-haired elder said in a low voice. Even among 9 revolutions golden pills, they are of different grades according to quality. The highest quality 9 revolutions golden pills can instantly heal all injuries of a golden immortal and also have a great effect on jade immortals. 4 alchemy masters, occasionally refining 1 or 2 9 revolutions golden pills might involve an element of luck and state of mind. But refining a batch of extremely high-quality 9 revolutions golden pills is wholly a testament to one's own strength. From this batch of 9 revolutions golden pills refined by Yunjinzi, it is apparent that Yun Zhenxi's alchemical accomplishments far exceed those of ordinary alchemy masters. Weren't you saying that Yunjinzi was just an ordinary alchemy master? The Azure Dragon sect master frowned, looking at the white-haired elder. If the white-haired elder had made it clear that Yunjinzi was also a top-tier alchemy master, he might have agreed to Yun Zhenxi's terms. I really didn't know. The white-haired elder felt a bit helpless. Who could have anticipated that Yunjinzi, who had disappeared for nearly 10 million years, would have made such leaps and bounds in his alchemical skills? And now? The white-haired elder looked at the Azure Dragon sect master tentatively. Contact Master Yunjinzi for me again. Tell him I've agreed to all his terms, the Azure Dragon sect master said immediately. Although he hadn't reached a cooperation with Yunjinzi previously, the Azure Dragon sect master felt that Yunjinzi would not be averse to top-grade immortal crystals. The reward for refining 29 Revolutions golden pills is 10 million top-grade immortal crystals, which even a top-tier alchemy master would find hard to refuse. Okay, I'll try, the white-haired elder nodded. Grade A cave dwelling. Lin Yuan looked at the 13 round, golden immortal pills in front of him. The rich life force circulated within each immortal pill. Is this the 9 Revolutions immortal pill? Lin Yuan was also refining such a high-level pill for the first time, observing it carefully for a while. With one furnace able to refine 13 9 Revolutions golden pills, the main ingredients and auxiliary herbs were used to their full potential, Lin Yuan thought. Normally, even the topmost alchemy masters couldn't possibly utilize every bit of medicinal power. A furnace of 9 Revolutions golden pills might at most form 5 or 6 pills. The rest of the medicinal properties would be wasted. But Lin Yuan was different. Even if it was just a trivial incarnation, his spiritual will was such that he could perfectly use every bit of the medicinal power for solidifying pills. That's why there were 13 9 Revolutions golden pills from one furnace. Based on my current rate of pill formation, the batch of main ingredients and auxiliary herbs given to me by the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall could fully be refined into more than 109 Revolutions golden pills. A smile emerged on Lin Yuan's face. The agreement between the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall and him was to refine 59 Revolutions golden pills with that batch of main ingredients and auxiliary herbs. Lin Yuan could refine over 109 Revolutions golden pills. After giving the 50 agreed upon to the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, he could naturally keep the rest for himself. And this, for Lin Yuan, was a huge amount of cultivation resources. With the rarity of 9 Revolutions golden pills, Lin Yuan could completely use barter to exchange for resources like immortal origin that weren't circulated in the market. Alchemy is truly a lucrative affair. Lin Yuan felt quite moved in his heart. This time, he only spent a month on alchemy, and it was just a month for an incarnation, but he harvested more than a dozen top-quality 9 Revolutions golden pills which could sell for tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of top-grade immortal crystals on the market. Such an efficiency in amassing wealth, even plundering couldn't compare. Not to mention the many risks and hidden dangers that come with plundering. Master. After completing a furnace of 9 Revolutions golden pills, Lin Yuan received a request to meet from Yunjinzi. What is it? Lin Yuan appeared on the throne, looking down at Yunjinzi below. That Azure Dragon Sect Master wants to meet with Master again, saying he agrees to the conditions and is willing to offer 10 million immortal crystals just for Master to help him with the alchemy. Yunjinzi immediately reported. All conditions are agreed upon? Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The conditions have changed now. If the 9 Dragons Commerce Association wants me to personally refine 29 Revolutions golden pills, they need to pay out 50 million top-grade immortal crystals as remuneration, Lin Yuan said. Just now, after Lin Yuan successfully refined the 9 Revolutions golden pills, at least dozens of powers from the 33 immortal domains requested his help in refining 9 Revolutions golden pills. Lin Yuan no longer cared about the mere 10 million top-grade immortal crystals from the Azure Dragon Sect Master. Yes. Yunjinzi nodded. His figure disappeared on the spot to reply to the Azure Dragon Sect Master. Cave Cultivation Area. Lin Yuan was mainly observing the irregular crack above the vault of heaven, with a small part of his mind and energy devoted to contemplating the palm-sized divine skill imprint deep within his body, made up of endless mysterious runes. This divine skill imprint represented Lin Yuan's 6th physical body divine ability. During this sojourn in the immortal realm, rewalking the path of martial Tao with the foundation of this flesh and blood lineage, he unearthed this martial divine ability. Compared to the previous 5 physical body divine abilities, the 6th divine ability that Lin Yuan awoke was more extreme. Finally, I've completely penetrated the insights of this divine skill imprint. Inside Lin Yuan, that deep and complicated divine skill imprint seemed to hold no more secrets, its many mysteries fully revealed in Lin Yuan's eyes. To bring a physical body divine ability back to the main universe, one must fully comprehend the corresponding divine skill imprint. And just now, Lin Yuan had completely penetrated the insights of this divine skill imprint. Among the many physical body divine abilities that Lin Yuan controlled, the longest contemplation time was spent on this particular divine ability, taking a full 500 years. This divine ability, Lin Yuan extended his right hand, a breath that shook the soul coiled around his fingertips. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 904 The Origin of Immortals. Please subscribe. It's not accurate to say that Lin Yuan comprehended this divine skill imprint within 500 years. It took specifically 490 years, and Lin Yuan wasn't fully devoted to its comprehension. Apart from understanding the space-time rule among many other rules and perfecting the martial Tao at the level 11 perfect standard among many aspects, the real mental and energy effort Lin Yuan spent on this divine skill imprint was only about 1/50th. Yet, even so, it also shows how extraordinary this divine skill imprint is. With Lin Yuan's Against Heaven's understanding, even just 1/50th took nearly 500 years to fully understand. SAR the novel, NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Divine skill, Tier Sky. Lin Yuan looked at the aura winding through his fingers. The sixth physical body divine ability, named Tier Sky, is purely and extremely a combative divine skill. Lin Yuan's fifth physical body divine ability, named World, is also a combative skill, but it includes a suppressing effect that envelopes all enemies within its external range, causing them to be suppressed. But the divine skill, Tier Sky? It only has one effect, that is to tear everything apart, to shatter everything. In terms of sheer individual killing power, the prowess of divine skill, Tier Sky, even surpasses World. After all, even the final self-exploding move of divine skill, World, targets a group range, while divine skill, Tier Sky, targets only a single point, or a line. The ultimate killing power made even Lin Yuan somewhat shocked. Since Lin Yuan awakened this physical body divine ability, he had not used it fully, fearing its destructive power was too great and would attract the attention of ancestor of the immortal path. If measured by the battle strength standards of the main world, the limit of this divine skill's power should reach between 400,000 to 500,000. Lin Yuan estimated in his mind. It is worth noting that the measurement standards here, with level 11 perfect as the basic unit, which is 1. After Lin Yuan entered level 11, the upper limit of his battle strength is 10,000, and his subsequent strength increases rapidly, reaching at most tens of thousands. The explosive instant power emitted by the external world self-explosion is roughly around 300,000. But divine skill, Tier Sky, erupting directly with the battle strength of 400,000 to 500,000? The threshold battle standard for 12 layers ultimate is only about 1 million. Too extreme. Lin Yuan continued to observe the essence of divine skill, Tier Sky. The previous 5 physical body divine abilities all enhanced various aspects, but Tier Sky, only destruction. Unfortunately, in the short term, I can only exert one strike of Tier Sky, Lin Yuan thought to himself. This is quite normal. Divine skill, Tier Sky, allows Lin Yuan to deliver a blow that surpasses his own strength by many folds. If he could use it at will, Lin Yuan himself would be afraid. Among the 3 Dao-protecting secret skills of the Xianhuang lineage, the Xianhuang One Strike, at a perfect level, only allows Lin Yuan a constant 6 times his battle strength, and it is based on a huge consumption. While divine skill, Tier Sky, far more than 60 or 600 times the strength burst. The battle strength jumping from 300,000 to 400,000 or 500,000 seems to increase by less than 1 time, but the actual gap in between is unimaginable. Regrettably, divine skill, Tier Sky, cannot be overlaid with divine skill, World. Otherwise, Lin Yuan sighed. These two divine skills are both combative and cannot be fused together. However, Lin Yuan is already very satisfied. Whether it is divine skill, world, or divine skill, tier sky, their prowess is not fixed, but depends on Lin Yuan himself. Divine skill, world depends on Lin Yuan's internal world. Divine skill, tier sky depends on Lin Yuan's essence of life. It will increase alongside Lin Yuan becoming stronger. Half a year later, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall visited again. Ha, Master Yunjinzi, did you call me here because the 9 Revolutions golden pills are all refined? Flying Immortal Hall's Hall Master laughed heartily. Every time Lin Yuan successfully refined a 9 Revolutions golden pill, it would cause a heavenly phenomenon, with dense tribulation clouds, from which the Flying Immortal Hall's Hall Master could infer the quality of the resulting pills. Task fulfilled. Lin Yuan stretched out his right hand, and a green gourd appeared in front of the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall carefully opened the gourd, pouring out a golden immortal pill, and scrutinized it for a while. Very good indeed. This 9 Revolutions golden pill is definitely among the highest quality of all the 9 Revolutions golden pills I have ever seen, declared the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, thoroughly satisfied. He specially half-bartered, half-gifted, using 3 parts immortal source as compensation, requesting Lin Yuan for alchemy, not just assuming that Yun Zhenxi's alchemy skills were as simple as they appear. Now it seems, the Hall Master of Flying Immortal Hall clearly bet correctly. Just the highest quality 9 Revolutions golden pill currently before him was enough to show that Lin Yuan's alchemy skills surpassed those of an alchemy master. There are 59 Revolutions golden pills in there. I hope the Hall Master will count them. Lin Yuan said. Inside the green gourd were the 59 Revolutions golden pills traded to the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall. In this alchemy session, Lin Yuan produced a total of 132 pills. Aside from these 50, Lin Yuan secretly took away 82 9 Revolutions golden pills. Ha! Yun Zhenxi is so straightforward in handing all the 9 Revolutions golden pills to me. Aren't you afraid he'll just turn around and leave? A smile appeared on view on WordPress. The first is the ancestor of the immortal path. The second is the ancestor of the demon abyss. Haha. Thank you, Master Yun Zhenxi, for your trust. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall was also in good spirits, unaware that if he dared to turn around and leave, it would undoubtedly be a situation where even the Ancestral Master could not save him. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall thought that Lin Yuan really trusted him. This is the tripartite immortal source. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall flipped his hand and took out a black wooden box, which hovered in midair and came in front of Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan's heart slightly stirred. The moment the wooden box appeared, Lin Yuan faintly felt an inexplicable aura, as if it was the origin of everything, the beginning of all things. Lin Yuan caught the box, just about to open it. Master Yun Zhenxi, please don't open it for now. Seeing this, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall hurriedly reminded, once an immortal source is revealed, it begins to dissipate. It is best if Master Yun Zhenxi waits until the official use of the immortal source to open the box, otherwise it's a bit of a waste. The immortal source comes from the origin of the immortal realm, and once it leaves the primordial lands, it will irreversibly dissipate. The wooden box fundamentally helps to isolate the immortal source from the outside, stopping its dissipation. So that's how it is. Lin Yuan nodded. Although he had the memories of Yun Zhenxi, he was not very familiar with such rare treasures as the immortal source. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall further requested Lin Yuan to refine several types of immortal pills. For this Lin Yuan naturally agreed. After all, he wasn't refining for nothing. Kengwu Immortal City would provide compensation satisfactory to Lin Yuan. Is the demand for immortal pills by the Immortal City so huge because of the war between immortals and demons? Lin Yuan asked. Through conversations with the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall, Lin Yuan subtly realized that Kengwu Immortal City was placing extraordinarily high importance on this war between immortals and demons. Kengwu Immortal City, as one of the 33 immortal domains, has experienced countless wars between immortals and demons. For most Jade immortals, such wars are a significant threat, with the possibility of falling at the hands of those demons. But for the immortal city? Since the first war between immortals and demons began, it has never been heard that any immortal city was breached by demons. This war between immortals and demons is expected to be far more brutal than usual. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall hesitated for a while and said in a low voice, "This news has not yet been made public. Only giants of the Immortal City like the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall know about it." If it weren't for Lin Yuan asking, the Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall would not mention it. After all, the impact is too significant. A normal war between immortals and demons already chills the spines of those golden immortals and jade immortals. How many golden and jade immortals might die in a far more brutal war? Far more. Lin Yuan listened. Yes. Master Yunjinzi should know that the so-called war between immortals and demons is mainly caused by demons from the demon abyss invading. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall said, "The reason the demons invade is because part of the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss briefly revives, leading to an endless incursion of demons into the immortal realm. In the past, the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss, though it would revive, at most only revives to about 10%, but in this war between immortals and demons, the consciousness of the ancestor of the demon abyss might revive to 50 or 60%. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall spoke gravely. 50 or 60% consciousness? Lin Yuan's expression also became solemn. Such a degree of consciousness revival, the ancestor of the demon abyss might interfere with the immortal realm. Then, the many immortals of the immortal realm, not only are they facing endless demons, but they may also face the ancestor of the demon abyss who is a level 12 ultimate. However, if the ancestor of the demon abyss intervenes, the ancestor of the immortal path would definitely not just watch. A direct confrontation between two level 12 ultimates will make this war between immortals and demons intricately complex. Let's hope we can smoothly get through this war between immortals and demons. The Hall Master of the Flying Immortal Hall sighed and then rose to leave. War between immortals and demons? Lin Yuan sat and contemplated for a while. The war between immortals and demons doesn't affect him much. He can simply hide if it becomes too much. Let's see what exactly the immortal source is. Lin Yuan's figure disappeared from the spot. Cave cultivation area. Lin Yuan sits cross-legged, a black wooden box quietly hovering in front of him. What a peculiar feeling. Lin Yuan was amazed. Even with the wooden box isolating the inside from outside, he could feel a special sensation. After observing for a while, Lin Yuan slowly opened the wooden box. But a mysterious aura began to emit. Lin Yuan looked inside the wooden box, and his expression slightly changed. This? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. After all, Lin Yuan's Against Heaven's understanding gives him a cultivation speed that far surpasses other Jade Immortals. The same apple hitting on the head, some people only feel the apple is really hard or that it's not tasty. But others can directly understand some fundamental nature of the universe. This is the difference in understanding. The brief environment formed by the dispersal of immortal essence gives Lin Yuan incredible gains. Just in that short half-day, Lin Yuan feels he has advanced further in understanding the spatiotemporal fusion rule, and so it is with the other pillar-level fusion rules. If it was just accelerating the understanding of rules, it wouldn't have shaken Lin Yuan so much. After all, with his Against Heaven's understanding, even without the immortal essence, he would eventually comprehend what needs to be comprehended, just taking more time. However, through just that brief comprehension of the immortal essence, Lin Yuan, including the spatio-temporal fusion rule, has all rules progressing simultaneously, feeling like all the myriad principles unify into one, akin to chaos? Chaos rule? Lin Yuan's spirit soars. So far, Lin Yuan hasn't been sure about comprehending the chaos rule at level 11, as there's no direction given. Even Xian Huang and the demonic Jade Tower Master can provide no guidance. What Lin Yuan can do is to understand as many great principles as possible. But just now, Lin Yuan finally sensed the feeling of everything returning to chaos. Immortal essence. Immortal essence can help me comprehend the chaos rule. Lin Yuan thinks to himself, comprehending the chaos rule at level 11 not only massively boosts his strength, but also greatly enhances the probability when reaching the ultimate phase. Compared to the former, Lin Yuan values the latter more. Unfortunately, the immortal essence is consumed too quickly. Lin Yuan looks at the wooden box in front of him. It has shrunk after being opened just for a short half-day. If he keeps comprehending without restraint, probably in just over 10 days, the 3 portions of immortal essence would be completely dissipated. No wonder the hall master of the Flying Immortal Hall told me to open the wooden box only when I'm comprehending in cultivation, Lin Yuan muses to himself. Even if it's just opened briefly, the consumption of immortal essence would reach 1 in 100,000, 1 in 10 million, which is a definite loss. The following cultivation, only at critical moments can I rely on immortal essence, other times, it's normal comprehension. Lin Yuan looks up at the irregular cracks in the sky. Additionally, try to obtain more immortal essence. If there is ample immortal essence, Lin Yuan's cultivation speed would definitely surpass the current, and comprehending the chaos rule would no longer be a mere wish. Does Heavenly Water Holy Palace also want the master to concoct a batch of 9 revolutions golden pills?